Well, it's that time of day again. Welcome to Political Trendy Radio, episode 63. I hope that's right. For the 9th of February, 2016. You can email the show at ellinthemood@gmail.com. Yes, I got that too. Facebook is Political Trendy Radio, and Twitter's at PTRadio666. My name is Elliot Lindemood, and I am here with people who are...
I am shitmaster extraordinaire. Fuck off.
I have no idea why I still sign on to these things.
Neither do we. And that intro was much better than the Metallica show on Saturday, which I finally managed to watch in its entirety.
Oh, God.
That took a Herculean effort, and I wouldn't lie to you if I didn't, if I didn't think about jumping off a cliff. By the way, we're late. It's Tuesday. We don't care.
Yeah. Suffer and perish.
Yes. Oh my God. No, don't suffer like I suffered. I knew what it was going to be like because I had seen Metallica shows. I mean, I had heard S&M, so I knew what James's voice was like. Granted, that was 99, but still. I knew he had no bark left. And I had seen Metallica shows in 2011, two big four shows and the one in Antarctica. So I kind of knew what to expect, which was enjoyable, kind of, but too fast. And boy, did they exceed my expectations for how fucking shit the show was.
Screw your halftime show. This is what we want on Super Bowl weekend.
No, it isn't.
According to Metal Hammer.
No, it isn't. It is not what we want on Super. Like, Scott gave me the fucking link, and I was bored, right? I didn't know it was live streamed, so I listened to the replay. It took 3 times to get me through the whole thing. I was just like, no. Stop playing the old stuff. You can't play the best songs they did were King Nothing and Whiskey in the Jar because they were more straightforward rock songs. And it sounded like that's what they really wanted to do. But every time they play fucking anything off the first, second and third, fourth, because they didn't play anything off Kill 'Em All, I'm sorry, Seek and Destroy. But every time they played something like that, it was just like, wow, you guys just don't feel. They even fucked up Fuel. How do you fuck up Fuel? Okay, read the article while I simmer.
The world watched Beyonce and Coldplay at the Super Bowl halftime show on Sunday. Not me. I didn't care.
No, we were
pitching.
We were busy playing
everyone's.
Pathfinder.
Yeah, and I saw a bunch of people saying, you're a racist. No, you're a racist. Back and forth.
Shay Adam from Radio Lamar had probably the best tweet. A little social experiment. I'm at the Sydney airport because there was a race on Saturday, the Bathurst 12-hour, which was a fucking fantastic race. So she's like, I'm at the Sydney airport. I don't know who won the Super Bowl. I don't know what the scores are, but I know what the best ads are because of the tweets. I mean, how pathetic is it that we live in a fucking society that will actually watch a game not giving a shit about the actual scores to see commercials?
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Now, you need to know something about me. I watch the Sky Sports feed on F1, for Formula 1 auto races. A, because I like the commentary better. B, it's ad-free. I would love to never see another commercial as long as I live. But these people watch because it's new and they never show it again. It's like...
don't worry. Save the fucking commercial rant. Let's stick with Metallica, because I'll feed into your commercial rant. Trust me.
I'm going to kill you.
From both sides of the political spectrum, too.
I'm going to murder you with death.
That's the only way to murder. Anyway. But real music fans were glued to their screens the night before, I wasn't, to see Metallica's pre-Super Bowl show streamed live from their hometown in San Francisco. And Pretty much my expectations were low, and I only watched a link shipped to me after, and God, I'm glad I didn't
Yeah,
sit through the
I
whole
did.
damn thing.
Shut up, Jim. Seriously, shut up. Because I didn't sit the whole thing. I mean, the sound quality was damn good. Because I was complaining about it. People were like, I was complaining about the show, and people were like, "Well, what do you expect? It's a live show." And I'm like, dude, I'm not complaining about the mix or anything. I'm complaining about the performance. I mean, I've heard
Yeah.
live shows. Deicide smashed the whiskey. I mean, pretty much. I would be surprised if they didn't knock the damn thing in orbit.
Yeah. Somewhat surprisingly, there were some religious protesters outside the show at AT&T Park claiming tens of thousands of people in attendance are going to burn in hell for listening to tame, pathetic Metallica.
Wait, what the fuck? There were no religious protesters when Deicide came to town, and their name's fucking Deicide. Every song Deicide writes is about
Killing
Satan,
gods.
Satan, or evil, or fucking blasphemy. They are one of the most blasphemous bands in existence.
Yeah,
And
that's
and,
how
and
you kill gods.
yeah, but what I'm saying is no religious protesters for that show. But fucking Metallica doesn't have any. I mean, they have anti-televangelist songs or whatever, but they don't have anti-religious songs. I mean, Leper Messiah is as far as they got, and that was just about corrupt televangelists or whatever. So,
Yeah.
fuck.
Interesting, they opted for a patch jacket to hammer that point home.
I loved my patch jacket.
I like my painted leather. Unfortunately, it is dead now. It is gone in the passage of time.
Mine was just regular jacket that we sewed a bunch of patches on and shit. But it was underground bands. G.G. Allen was on there. Asuk, the grindcore band. Fucking. Oh yeah. Someone's got a dog that's barking. Other than mine.
Apparently, Sammy Hagar was backstage.
Fuck him. I can't drive 55.
Death Angels Mark Sugaduli.
Okay, well, yeah, they're okay. Whatever.
Yeah. They had some sort of mural back there.
Whatever.
And of course, we didn't just pop along the Innomar Stadium to sit and watch famous people drink. We had a show to watch. I would have rather just sat back and drank, but okay.
Yeah, well, I think they're one of the few bands I wouldn't go see. Maybe if no, I don't think they got me for free. I mean, that I was actually offended by that show, like personally, because they basically raped all the songs I used to love and still love. So I was just like, wow, you've basically sodomized my record collection.
And nothing compares to seeing the biggest metal band on the planet kick 7 shades of the brown stuff out. 80,000 people.
Uh-huh. Let me just do a sample of Kirk Hammett's guitar solos. How did he make a guitar make that noise? I don't know. Fuck.
I don't know.
That's
pretty close.
I'm not huge on solos. Even I think they were shit.
Dear God, I can't believe how much they blew that. I mean, every fucking solo with one of their fucking older songs. It was.
And James's voice. So let it be written. So let it be. It's like, dude, join a pop band. You don't have the vocals. I could do Creeping Death, maybe in a much lower death metal, growl or whatever, but I could do a decent pass at it.
So here's a set list. Creeping Death.
Okay, wait. Start again. Review. Okay, do the set list, name it, and I'll say how the song was. Okay, go.
Creeping Death.
Fucking love that song, not the way they did it. It's one of my favorite songs, and I felt offended.
it sounded more like spoken word lyrics. They fucking blew fucking solo twice. The
And then
crowd did a better job singing.
and then Hetfield, hey, San Francisco, San Francisco, San Francisco. Hey, you're
Did
in
he
San
forget where he
Francisco.
was?
I like what Randy said. Randy Buttsex. James is turned morphing into Paul Stanley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For whom the bell tolls.
that started off kind of interesting because Rob did did the little guitar thing. That was kind of interesting. Musician on that song weren't bad. I mean, even Lars was good, but then the vocals ruined it because the old stuff had kind of a mythical quality to it that just wasn't there. So, and of course, Hammett he even struggles with the guitar chords. Like I had him in my right ear, and he didn't sound like he knew what he was doing.
No, he didn't.
No,
Fuel. Which
I
I
don't
didn't
mind.
listen to.
I don't mind the song Fuel if it's played on like fucking wherever. I'm not gonna go on my way to listen to it, but it's whatever. I can drown it out. That one, how do you ruin Fuel? It's a song that can't. It's a song that's so basic, but they played it so fast. They might like. Okay, granted, the D beats were kind of interesting, but the slow bridge, was played way too fast. Once again, vocals horrible.
King Nothing, which I didn't listen to.
That was the best song of the night, honestly, because it was played because it's a rock song, so it was just played through. Hetfield did whatever he did. Okay, it was the best song of the night. I actually kind of enjoyed that version of the song. I have to say.
Ride the Lightning, which is
That's where I
where I
stopped.
gave up.
That's where I stopped the first time. I couldn't stand it anymore. That's
See,
where I stopped.
I found someone that fucking time queued,
Time
damn,
stamped it.
time
Yeah,
stamped it.
I saw
And
that too. Finally.
I fucking clicked on it, just check it out, and like halfway through, it's like, no, just everything's wrong with this.
Yeah, I stopped there last time. Okay, next.
The Unforgiven.
That was an okay version, I guess. It kind of left me flat, to be honest. It wasn't obscene like all the other ones, but it was just meh.
The Memory Remains.
I didn't care for that one. I don't care for that one in any setting.
Welcome Home.
Yeah, the least said about that one, the better. Because Welcome Home is one of my favorite songs of all time. That song gives me chills whenever the chorus comes or whenever the verses come. And if you want to hear a really good version, listen to it at 33 RPM, where it sounds so menacing. It's just fucking. Brrr. Sad but True also sounds great at 33 RPM. Fuck. And Nothing Else Matters is a shit song. Unless it's at 33 RPM, it's the darkest, doomiest song you've ever heard. If only the lyrics weren't fucking sappy as fuck. But listen to it, and Nothing Else Matters at the 33 RPM. It'll fuck.
Yeah, Welcome Home always reminds me of my home. But I didn't listen to it because I just fucking gave up after Ride the Lightning. When they blew that, I was like, I don't want to hear anything else. I'll just go and listen to their live shit thing where they still had things going.
Or the live thing from '82 I posted with Mustaine. I mean, granted, the vocals were bad there, but they were bad in a youthful, I can't sing and I don't give a fuck type of way. Scott was like, this sounds like an angry Muppet. I was like, well, yeah, but James was 19. He didn't give a fuck then. Now this is a different kind of not giving a fuck.
Yeah. Sad but true.
That was an okay song, I guess. It's kind of hard to not do Sad but True because it's just such a simple song. I could do a decent vocal job of it. Of course, Hammett's solos were just. I'm not even going to mention Hammett's solos because all you need to know is, that random guitar noise on Sepultura's Roots?
Yeah.
Those were good solos compared to them.
Yeah, God. Wherever I may scrotum.
That was a decent version. It was okay.
One.
That's one of the few songs I could listen to off the Black Album. Yeah, one was basically a giant fart. And I love that song too. I've listened to that. I don't know why. One, just it makes me feel depressed, which is good.
Makes me want to kill people
Yeah.
in a happy, joy way.
Well, I like feeling depressed, so you know.
Yeah. Master of Puppets.
Do you really need me to say that it sucked?
No. Battery.
If you thought Master of Puppets was bad, I've never heard a good live version of Battery. The worst one is the one with the fucking orchestra. I mean, some of the songs didn't sound bad with the orchestra, but Battery with an orchestra? It's not a melodic song. I mean, the first riff is so unmelodic. Does that sound like it could fucking fit an orchestra in it? But they fucking. I mean, Master of Puppets kind of works, but Battery. This is S&M from 1999. Battery is not something you put an orchestra in, and it's not something you play live. Oh my god, Lars is. Basically, I can drum better than Lars. Your cat can drum better than Lars on that song.
Yeah, my cat. Fade to Black.
Basically, all the atmosphere of that song was basically tossed out the window, and then they pissed on it. See, why do they fucking play old shit? I'd rather hear them play Hero of the Day. At least they won't fuck it up.
Seek and Destroy.
You already know how that went. You already know. That's probably the song I like least off the Kill 'Em All album. Not because it's a bad song, but it's what I call Run to the Hill syndrome.
Yeah.
You know what Run to the Hill syndrome is, right?
Keep repeating yourself.
A good song that you've heard so many times, it's just become, you know.
Yeah, I thought it was because they all repeated it a lot of the. But I didn't have a problem with either of that. But
No, it's just you.
It's been overplayed. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I call Run to the Hill syndrome because they're not bad songs. I just don't really go for them whenever I'm listening to, just random Metallica songs. I'll usually pick other songs. Same thing with Maiden. But if it's on, I'll definitely listen to it. But yeah, Seek and Destroy definitely suffers from Run to the Hill syndrome. Not bad songs, just way overplayed.
Whiskey in the Jar.
That was probably the best song they did of the night, along with King Nothing. Although it still can't compare to the Irish ballad version of Whiskey in the Jar, which was fucking awesome. As I was going lower.
And Shit Truly Splatters.
Yeah. I hated it. Nothing Else Matters the first time I heard. I mean, the song could have been something, but look, I don't like love songs, okay? The few love songs I listen to, it's because the music is really good. I'll never write a love song. I've fucking been so in love with the girl, and then I wrote a song about fucking disemboweling people. So I'll never write a love song. As I said, listen to it at 33 RPM. It's the darkest thing you've ever heard. Actually, no, the thing that should not be at 33 RPM gives you nightmares.
So you say. And, of course, Enter Sandman.
Which I listened to, but I was actually kind of busy because I kind of go out of my way to not hear Enter Sandman. And Eric, who I guess left, is wrong. The riff sucks. It's a mediocre riff at best. And that's not even Run to the Hill syndrome because I don't even think it's a very good song. It's more like Enter Sandman syndrome. Fuck, I hate that song.
Yeah.
It was definitely. I want my 2 hours back. Let's put it that way.
I want my 15 minutes.
Well, I know it was going to be bad, but I figured I had to watch it for the show to actually give a decent review of it. So.
Yeah, you do that. I just gave up.
Yeah, I'm not doing that again though.
Good.
I've learned my lesson, which is something I should have learned a long time ago. I'm a moron.
Okay. So, want to point and laugh at Anthrax?
Yes, I love pointing and laughing at Anthrax because Anthrax are stupid.
They're being sued over the ugly Hanukkah sweater.
They should be sued for falsely impersonating a thrash band. But anyway, what's this about?
A Detroit artist files a $1 million copyright infringement case against Anthrax over the band's ugly Hanukkah sweater.
Okay.
Okay, Detroit artist Aaron Cummins claims that he created the original design for the seasonal product in 2012, filed copyright papers on it in 2013, and has been selling it through his company Wet House.
Okay.
Anthrax launched a limited edition of their ugly Hanukkah sweater last November through online retailers who are also being sued.
You know, of all the shit band T-shirts I've ever had, I've never had an Anthrax shirt. I did have Slayer shoes once.
Yeah, but Slayer's a good band, though.
No, but I'm just saying, I had Slayer I walked around with Slayer shoes. That was fucking awesome.
Okay.
They were uncomfortable as hell, but.
Frankie Blydenberg, a Minnesota-based buyer for rockabilia.com, tells the Detroit Free Press, "This is the first I've heard that there's any issue with it. It's up to the merchandising companies we buy from to get the items cleared and make sure there's no copyright issues."
Yeah, that's kind of what merchandising companies are supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's just saying.
Yeah, Blydenberg adds Rockabilia bought the Anthrax Hanukkah sweatshirts from a company called Global Merchandising Services, which is also a defendant in the Detroit lawsuit. In addition to financial damages, the suit also seeks an injunction to permanently stop the defendants from manufacturing, selling, or marketing any more products that display Cummins' copyrighted Hanukkah sweater design, while seeking to recover any unsold inventory and tools used to create the sweater.
And could we also stop Anthrax from existing?
I don't know.
Once again, they're a band that just never did anything for me. I mean, individual songs maybe, and I liked the first album, but they were always my least favorite thrash band. And when you think of some of the thrash band, Thrash or Die is my least favorite thrash band. My second least favorite. Thrash or Die is, more about that in a minute.
Yeah. Following his work on 2011's Worship Music, the group once again teamed with producer Jay Rustin for their latest studio effort.
Which I've heard about. I think I've heard about 9 of the 11 songs. Eric would like it. It's groovy, but not in a fun way. It sounds like hard rock to me. I don't fucking know. Well, they were always on the clean side of thrash anyway. I like the fucking dirty side. That's why Slayer's my favorite thrash band, or one of my favorites. I like the fucking more extreme side, verging on to death metal or whatever.
Yeah, and this is very closely related to it. I would say, the lawsuit is something that would have to be heard in court. And if they try to pull a fucking satire thing, they might be able to get away with it, but I don't know if they're smart enough to do that.
Oh, no, Anthrax, that's what they'll do, because that's what Anthrax does. They're a fucking satire band. Even in the 80s, they were always a satire, but they were always a cartoony band. Like, I think it was like Anthrax and Slayer playing together, and Anthrax's theme was the intro from the Blues Brothers. That was how they went on stage. I'm sorry. If I'm there to see Slayer and a band comes on with that, they're dead.
Okay. Sounds like a good time. So now we have the French government pulling Hellfest funding after Fest refuses to drop Phil Anselmo's down for hate speech.
Yes, I thought we were done with this, and I was praying to Satan we were done with this.
So was I. We have talked about it.
The funny thing is that they allowed the Exploited on Hellfest in 2015. I've heard rumors that in the 80s, before he became like a left-wing guy, Waddy from the Exploited made some pretty pro-National Front statements and had some friends with the British movement, some skinhead friends. So I'm surprised. Well, maybe well, that was 30 years ago, but considering the way they think, personally, I think Down should be dropped from everything just because I find them boring. But I don't like Southern metal, so
Yeah.
I basically, if you can find someone who hates the South more, I'd be surprised. It's it's all pretty much relatives and family come from tech. So basically you'll never find a least Southern person.
Yay.
So the French government, I didn't even know they were fucking government funded. I guess they have to be.
Yeah, I guess everything's run through the state over there. I don't know.
Well, no, it's not run through the state. They get like a government grant. Like in Canada, they do this too for artists. They'll give them a government grant, even underground and punk artists, to help them record or perform. It's not run through the state. It's just kind of like how we would get government grants, although they
Grant
give it a
money.
lot.
Okay. I don't
They
know.
give,
Fucking runs
they,
over there. I'm
they
probably
give it
erroneous.
they give it a lot more loosely. It's not like for us, you have to, it's So that's how it is in France and Canada and other parts of the world. It's actually pretty interesting how it works too, because you see some unlikely things run by the or funded by the government. Uh, Down will probably not play on Hellfest, just from what Phil Anselmo said. He's seemingly breaking up the band.
Yeah. France has a no-tolerance policy for hate speech. You might recall Burzum mastermind Varg Vikernes was arrested a few years ago on the charge of inflicting hate speech as a result of some hateful blog posts on his website. He ended up having to pay a $10,000 fine.
I think it's about time to relax these rules. I mean, these rules came about. I think I remember right after World War II and the whole France occupation of Nazi occupied France. So you could
just about a lot of European. I know at least France and Great Britain have them. I think Sweden's got anti-hate speech laws,
which was understandable back then because of what they just witnessed. The whole Nazi thing. You tend to kind of go. I think now you might need to what's it called? Well, at least loosen them a bit because I think it's a little bit outdated. The funny thing is though they don't stop bands from recording.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, Screwdriver never had any problem recording, at least not that I know. They fucking go into the studio, crank out White Power, then they never had a problem going and recording or anything or releasing albums. It was just playing concerts. So I don't know. Hopefully,
seems like they're getting stricter. So
no, they're not. I think we haven't really followed on this shit, but I was reading about in the '90s, and it was the same thing back then. You couldn't get a government fund if you had Screwdriver, so it's the same bullshit. But hopefully they'll come to an agreement.
The government has set their sights on Phil Anselmo after the controversial video posted a few weeks ago showing Anselmo doing blah 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 at the top of his lungs. Something he has apologized for multiple times, which he probably shouldn't have, but oh well.
Well, he had to. It was either apologize or have no career.
True, he is mean.
Because he'll bounce back from this somehow. And if he hadn't bounced back, he would have been ostracized completely. So you have to, even if you don't want to be mainstream, you still have to say some sort of half-baked, I'm sorry, then move on with your life. I know, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't apologize, but, people do want to release records and shit, so.
Yeah. But an apology is not enough for France. On Friday, French senator and president of the General Council asked the promoters of France's Hellfest to drop down from its annual summer festival for promoting hatred, the same reason the Dutch festival Fort Rock canceled Down's appearance.
Yeah.
The senator was offering Hellfest promoter an ultimatum. Either pull down from the fest, or the fest loses 20,000 euros subsidy funding from the city of region pays, which the senator oversees.
That's what they're probably going to be doing. They're probably going to crowdfund the shit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Crowdfunding is a really interesting thing that's really taken. I mean, how many bands have fucking released albums by crowdfunding?
I don't know.
A lot. I know Obituary's latest album, although they released on a label anyway.
Yeah. They said that the city will not promote anything with incitement to racial or religious hatred.
Racial maybe, but why not religious? I liked hating religious people.
Ultimately, Hellfest balked at kicking Down off and announced them as part of the final festival lineup, which was announced earlier today. The festival promoter was quoted saying, "Let them keep their 20,000 euros," adding that if Retalia was truly a partner in this festival and wanted to seek change, he should have called first instead of going to the press. He added that they were just looking for an excuse.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Retalia wanted to please his electorate and anti-Hellfest who replayed this buzz.
Hey, it's kind of like politics.
Mm-hmm. Which had already toured the metal sites. He expected it, like Lawrence Garnier, chairman of the Committee on Culture in the region. They found a perfect excuse to blow the grant. As for the reasons why he refused to drop down, Anselmo apologized repeatedly. He even offered to leave the band to do no harm to his comrades, who must also be disgusted with what happens. Everyone agrees this is unacceptable and that the metal scene is neither racist nor anti-Semitic. I know
depends on what kind of scene you go in. I'm trying to find some decent Nazi black metal groups, to be honest, just to see what things are like over there, but they're hard to find.
Yeah. I mean, if it's anything like the fucking Nazi punk shit, it was like 99% sucked, and you find like 2 or 3 bands in the hundreds.
I can give you some great Nazi black metal after this.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you'll love it.
I'm just saying, you're finding diamonds in the rough, needles in the haystack, pretty much.
Well, you know, Theodore Sturgeon once said, 95% of science fiction is crap, but only because 95% of everything is crap.
This is true.
I mean, I could show you, like, you know, we could talk about how, well, death metal has a lot of good bands. I could show you 10 million shit death metal bands I've stumbled on. Absolute shit death metal. So, just saying. But anyway, continue with your story.
I know Phil Anselmo very well, who came many times to listen. I am convinced that his apologies are sincere. Hellfest. We never had this kind of behavior. No one has ever seen or wears distinctive sign or speech, both live and in houses. I deeply believe he is a good person. He is a provocateur who plays the big guys and loses foot when he's drunk.
I pretty much lost all respect for Hellfest after they kicked Deicide off about 10 years ago because someone not in the band, a fan, had vandalized the cemetery, spray painting on headstones "When Satan rules his world." So they kicked him off the show. I thought that was so bullshit. I was just like, fuck Hellfest.
That is bullshit.
And plus, DSI is my favorite death metal band, so you know.
He made a huge mistake, but people who make populist shortcuts and say whores when they have 3 grams of alcohol, one can find many, including Vendy. The promoter made it clear that Down might end up canceling the appearance themselves to avoid any controversy. It looks like we haven't heard the last of this.
Fuck, I say worse things without alcohol in my veins.
Yes.
My headache's gone, by the way. I had a fucking huge headache. Again, 2 days in a row. My brain is probably dying.
So, the new age of censorship is now here, and it has to deal with advertising.
Yay, advertising. Fuck advertising.
Google has informed us at Death Metal Underground that they threaten to remove advertising, how we pay our writers, from our site because of controversial content.
Yeah, I saw this and was just like, yeah, they do that all the time, dude. They removed 8chan from searches because of pornography or child porn or something. Yeah, they do that all the time. It's nothing new.
Actually, 8chan still pops up in search engines.
No. They removed it from searches for a while for child porn, but then reinstated. There's also another wiki that was charged with plagiarism and was, yeah, dude, they do that all the time. Google doesn't want to be linked to anything controversial because they're a fucking mainstream organization. I understand that's how you pay your writers and such, but I'm just saying, I'm not surprised.
That's why I've been using DuckDuckGo a bit more.
Well, I mean, he talks about it's not really censorship. It's more just it's the old-fashioned. You know, Disney doesn't want a Mickey Mouse who calls everyone a cunt. Although that would be awesome. So it's old-fashioned corporate politics. It's not censorship or anything. It's old-fashioned corporate politics.
Yet I could still search up fucking people being killed in real time.
Yeah, but there's no Google ads on that. So it's old-fashioned corporate safe face. We don't want to be responsible for any. Well, I know Google removed ads from 4chan and such because they don't want to be anything controversial or whatever. So it's old-fashioned corporate saving face. I mean, it sucks for them. I like DMU, but still, this is my non-surprise face. Anyway, keep reading.
Since Google is a monopoly on search engine technology and internet advertising, it can pretty much, as a government, would censor content that it finds objectionable. Much like a government that places control over what you can see, hear, and read into the hands of a few bureaucrats with no concern for the needs of free speech.
Except other search engines are available. Bing, Yahoo. I mean, I like the site, so I'm just. But as you know, I often disagree with the people I like. So,
yeah,
other search engines are available. You know, Bing, Yahoo, or just fucking word of mouth. Comparing Google to a government,
a little bit of a stretch, but
yeah.
Well,
My
there's
fucking
been similar
homepage
tactics employed, but to fucking pull shit down from everywhere, so no one can speak their mind. And people can exist in vacuums.
But the thing, Jim, is people keep saying this is so new. This has been going on since fucking time. I mean, I posted Guar's Morality Squad last night, basically to drive the point home. Yeah, this is nothing new. It's just the people, it's not the religious right anymore. Now it's the fucking, yuppies.
Yeah.
They need to rewrite the Morality Squad.
Neo-yuppie filth.
Yes.
Listen to the safe space rhetoric. Google does not allow the monetization of content that may be sensitive, tragic, or hurtful. This
Yeah.
vague description makes abuse of violation reporting a trivial task, especially given that the sheer reach and volume of Google's customers forces some degree of automation in the process.
Yeah.
Given how metal is under attack by SGWs constantly through abuse reporting mechanisms, this forces sites to censor themselves and keep that censorship, unlike that by government, entirely invisible.
Yeah, but once again, it's just doing the whole corporate save face thing. Um, and besides, Death Metal Underground's a small fucking site. Have they been? I don't know. I, yeah, I'm kind of surprised we've gotten away with fucking being monetized. I haven't gotten any money off of it, but still, we've gotten like 75 cents, I think. Whoop-de-fucking-do.
In the meantime, these bastards have gone into full war mode with disinviting Phil Anselmo's band down from Forta Rock Festival in the Netherlands. This is response to Anselmo's allegedly ironic Nazi salute at a festival reveals a perfected form of censorship by convincing businesses to censor your content or otherwise cut off its revenue stream for fear of potentially harmful content. SJWs can destroy the content that does not agree with them and face zero recognition or accountability.
Yes, and in the 80s, when a record store had the fucking um, record that the religious right didn't like, they would fucking say to the store, say to the owner of the mall, you better fucking kick out those records, or better yet, kick out the store, and those records would just mysteriously disappear, and they would often disappear in the fucking other chain stores. This is nothing new.
I know.
Um,
Just a different tactic, that's all.
that's what Dead Kennedys did. You remember the Frankenchrist obscenity trial where they had a painting in the Dead Kennedys Frankenchrist album, the penis landscape thing, which was, and they said it was trafficking in harmful matter. Well, the warehouse chain where they got the album from, where the people who sued were basically bullied into pulling Dead Kennedys from not just that one store, but the entire chain. That's when warehouse was huge. Okay, now I don't even know if it exists anymore. It was shit when I visited last 10 years ago or whatever. And because of that, they didn't get sued. Like everyone else, they even charged the guy who owned the record plant. Okay, they sued him, although charges were later dropped, of course, but still, they didn't sue the record store because they caved early and took the fucking records off. So, yeah, oh yeah, this is nice little tactics they've learned from the right.
Mm-hmm. A metal festival is one thing. What about the collected knowledge of humanity which had been entrusted to the internet? If Google drops advertising and eventually starts redirecting dangerous searches to counter propaganda, as companies starts to seize more power, this type of censorship will only gain more power. It has its fans among the usual power brokers who want to put people in jail for merely visiting questionable sites.
Well, then you go to Bing or just, hey, dude, did you hear about this website called Death Metal Underground? Click on this link. Thanks, dude. I mean, then you become a deep website. I'm actually not using that term ironically. That is actually what you become.
Yeah. You just got to figure a way to pay the bills. That's the big thing.
Yeah, that is the big thing. Well, fuck, you work for slave wages for this site.
Me work for slave wages?
For this blog, for this show, yes.
Oh, for this show, I don't get paid shit.
Yeah, so you work for slave wages.
Okay.
Except for slave owners gave them food. I'm not buying you food.
Fuck you. This means we have a monopolistic company that has the power of a government to prevent you from seeing whatever material it deems bad, and instead using a clear filter for this. Google will continue to use the nebulous offensive tag to remove information.
But then people will get around it and they'll drop it. We've seen it so many times. And then you could always go to another site and have safe search turned off or word of mouth. Besides, isn't being banned from Google like, as you said, remember when everyone being banned was cool?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm too offensive for Google. Ooh, really? Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, that should be a good promoting slogan. Take that to heart.
I mean, what DMU could do is get a crowdfund thing to pay the writers. Get a Indiegogo account or something to pay the writers. Hey, we're being oppressed by blah 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 blah, and people will donate fucking money.
Yeah, crowdfunding.
You don't understand the art of publicity stunts.
The problem is, though, they have banned people from doing those things with the crowdfunding before, so you'd have to be careful about which source for it you select.
Well, and you have to say it in a way that's not. But they need to know the meaning of the word publicity stunt. I've mastered publicity stunts. If someone says my show's horrible and they say I'm a monster, political trendy radio starring the monster.
Yeah.
I'll use anything to my advantage. If someone calls my show a rotting cesspool, the rotting cesspool of the internet. Fuck.
Exactly. I like that.
You always have to be on the lookout for any sort of way to get your, I don't say brand, but you know what I mean, your fucking way across.
Mm-hmm. This denies the human nature of truth, which is that truthful information goes through a long period of oppression and censorship before it is accepted. All truth passes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident. Arthur Schopenhauer, German philosopher, I probably butchered that name.
Schopenhauer. He was basically the father of pessimism.
Okay. That's me being an idiot. Anyway.
Yes it is.
Google possesses the perfect way of keeping truth caught in the violently opposed stage, so it can never be accepted as self-evident. By being vague about what is offensive and putting on the burden on sites like us to figure out what they object to and remove it, they ensure the broad content removal of controversial topics.
They're vague being offensive because it's an automated response, okay? If you did some digging and asked, maybe they would tell you, maybe they wouldn't. But the reason they're vague being offensive is because it's an automated response. They don't have, Rick, Joe stupid tits over there typing in a computer. No, it's a bot saying, we're sorry, blah 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 blah. So yeah, that's why it's vague because. And yes, Google is, but like I said, start the anti-Google. Start a campaign. Fucking go on, make friends with your enemies on this. Fucking go on metal injection and say you're being oppressed. Do anything.
Metal injection fucking hates. It's worse than enemy. It's not going to work that way. That's not how.
You'd be surprised. Politics is interesting bedfellows.
Yeah, but they're being promoted. Why would they side with someone that they don't like?
Oh,
especially since they're all about silencing dissent.
Depends on who you ask. Well, depends on the author on metal injection. Actually, some of them are good. Some of them are horrible. See, that's the thing. It depends on the DMU. Some of the authors, honestly, I can't stand because they're little. What's the word? annoying. But some of the authors I really like. So it all depends on the author and the site. So I don't know, do something. You know what? Set yourself on fire. There you go. Set yourself on fire with a big sign saying "fuck Google"
Yay.
while
Well,
raping a baby.
now that might actually get press coverage, the raping of babies.
Yes.
Given that 5 large companies control the internet, your right to free speech is entirely governed by their desire to provide a safe product. Government never needs to get its hands dirty, nor do the companies officially admit they have censored anything. In their view, they are merely providing a safer product. And somehow, government seems okay with Google's attempts to stay on top through underhanded deeds.
Well, yeah, but like I said, it doesn't because you can get around it. There are fucking pirated search engines that you could use. There are fucking the money thing. If they were to talk about the money thing, I would agree with them wholeheartedly because yeah, you need people. But now they're talking about whatever. There are ways to get around. Fuck, none of my friends use Google, or at least very few of them use Google. I use Google occasionally, but yeah, it's actually kind of annoying to navigate Google because it doesn't have a fucking video function like it used to.
Mm.
So I don't know.
While we detest Pantera and generally think ill of Anselmo and his many antics, and have personal reasons to detest neo-Nazism and all associated with it, at deathmetal.org, we are aware of the history of censorship. It starts with the ideas no one will defend, like Nazism and pedophilia, then expands to include anything that those in power, including rich companies like Google and the other big 5, find threatening.
You'd be surprised about the pedophilia defense. I've seen some truly fucked up shit. Even a Christian boy wiki.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I mean, that's kind of crosses a line there.
Yeah.
I don't know what line it crossed. About 5 of them, I think. Oh, come on. Pantera had good songs. Some good songs.
Yeah. But you gotta remember that a lot of people on this site blame Pantera for new metal.
I blame Pantera for new metal too, and I'm willing to admit they had some danceable songs. But yeah, no, fuck. Pantera were responsible for new metal. Korn even admitted that he didn't. What's his name? Korn singer guy. Fatty McDouchebag, as I call him. Uh, Fatty McDouchebag admitted that he didn't really like metal until he heard Pantera because he liked the grooves in it. So, fuck, the other members in Korn were in a glam rock band before they ever went into Korn. They were influenced by Pantera, so, and Faith No More. So, yeah, no, I totally blame Pantera for new metal. And yet I'll still admit they had some good songs. I just think Exhorder was better.
This is the censorship of the future, removing anything that makes people feel uncomfortable, which will quickly produce a circle jerk that repeats the same accepted opinions to itself and fails to notice uncomfortable realities. In metal, we face uncomfortable realities head on because they are still part of reality and throughout history. Humanity has thrived where it accepts reality and failed where it denies it.
That's what punk used to be before it got all fucking hippy dippy. It used to face the realities of war and fucking suicide and depression and fucking being insane. It used to face, and it still does. You just have to know the right band. You know,
Yeah.
that's why I like punk and metal. Well, metal faces the reality, but it also goes off into fantasy land. Uh, but metal does kind of face some sort of weird reality. But um, yeah, that's why I got into more punk because I wanted something that was nothing against metal, duh, but I also wanted something that talked about actual issues and shit as well as death, gore, death. Uh, so that's why. But yeah, if you don't face reality, then you're just gonna live in a little fantasy world where. But see, I'm not worried about this because there's always a fucking backlash. There's always a backlash to censorship. Censorship. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, we're part of that backlash, I'd like to think.
I'd like to think so too, although Scott seems to think we're evil.
Hey, we're evil.
And
Good.
it was funny trying to explain to Alex about the whole term, elitists, how we kind of, yeah, okay, we're not real. Well, I guess we're new elitists, but we definitely took that term and claimed it as our own. Sorry, I think someone's home. That's why my dogs are going nuts.
Honestly, I'd rather have people fucking go off telling me which bands I like that suck than to have people just sit there and blindly accept every single thing I say is like, yeah, that's metal, that's metal.
I kind of get what he was trying to say, that he wants a little more explanation of why bands suck. But as I was saying, I'm rarely in the mood to give exposition on why I think Typo Negative blow goats. I just don't fucking like them. They've never done anything for me.
I do too, but it's the drugs talking there, maybe.
And you're a faggot, so.
Oh, damn it. You're blaming me for something that happened when I was fucking 7 years old. I'll get you for that.
No, I'm not blaming you for that. I'm blaming you for liking Typo Negative. I'll blame you for that later.
Okay.
I know what you're saying. I hate you.
I hate you too. Google, Florida Rock, SJWs, and other safe space types are leading us into a future as a species by making denial into a moral good, even if they do it in our best interests with the most benevolent of motives.
Well, Google will never censor everything. I mean, they can't censor everything because that would mean going into shitholes like us. We get like 0 viewers and 0 subscribers. So who the fuck cares what we think? But hopefully we can use that as a, kind of a Trojan horse type thing.
Yeah, maybe. Just
Max, you got
maybe.
nothing to fucking bark at. He's the only one bark. Well, he's fucking deaf and blind, so he fucking hears everyone bark. He thinks there's. He's just barking. He has nothing to bark at. He's 14. He's a good dog though. He's venerable,
Yeah.
But
A
he's
venerable kitty that's now getting more and more into everyone else's food when they eat. She used to be so good about that. Now she's being a little bitch. She used to leave me alone.
By the way, fuck elves.
He also says fuck elves.
Shut up, blue balls.
We'll get to that in a minute after we finish this story.
All right, that story's done.
Okay. Oh god, the elf thing. I actually had a fucking dream about the Goblin War thing.
Yeah. And then you break into PvP action right in the middle of it.
It's also funny how, like, oh god, I want, like, me and oh god, I need, like, a friend playing. I mean, I hate Scott. No, I need, like, a friend playing who's like, I'm gonna murder you, you son of a bitch. Hey, by the way, you want a beer?
Yeah, there we go. That'd be nice.
I'll fucking kill you. Here you go.
Well, anyway.
I've never done player versus player before. That was fun.
Yeah, like I say, always save that toward the ends of the campaign. Work together until then you can start backstabbing each other. It won't matter then because you'll have accomplished all the goals and have this huge story. And then whoever lives and dies, that guy's where the story ends.
Yep. And we did. Well, you had me save her when she was going to jail. I wasn't even going to do that.
I didn't have you. You decided to do that on your own.
No, I didn't. You said something about.
I was just trying to explain to her that, her actions have consequences.
Well, I kind of explained that to her too. By stabbing her in the.
I think she just says, I knew that, but I didn't care. So that's fine, too.
I like that attitude.
Yes, we can all respect that attitude.
But yeah, the thing is, there'll always be a backlash. There'll always be a censorship backlash, and there'll always be little pockets of underground. And let's face it, the mainstream of metal doesn't care. The mainstream of metal ain't going to deathmetal.org. They're going to Blabbermouth. Maybe, yeah, Blabbermouth. Um, they're going to maybe Metal Injection. I mean, that shit used to be underground as hell back when I was like 12. They had actually some pretty cool podcasts. Mainstream Resistance podcast was always my favorite.
Well, continuing with the theme here.
Where they fucking bashed on bands like Hatebreed and shit like that. And they like Megadeth and shit, but they play like, Cannabis, Death and Black Metal. What happened to the MSR cast? I missed that fucking show. Anyway.
John Cleese says political correctness is destroying comedy and creating Orwellian existence.
Probably, but I haven't noticed because I don't fucking go to, those type of comedians, those politically correct comedians. If you don't know who John Cleese is, please jump off a building.
Yes, please do. He registers a complaint and is good at it.
And by the way, Faulty Towers was funny.
Okay.
I gotta watch that show again, actually. I'm gonna see if it's on YouTube.
We'll have to check it out somewhere. If not, it might be up somewhere on the dark web.
Yeah, probably. It's the Monty Python guys, but they basically, rather than doing sketches, it's they own a hotel. It's based in a hotel, a very shitty run hotel.
Sounds like fun.
I'll send you a link.
Mm.
And by the way, really quickly before we go, before you do the story, we've done the show for 1 hour, so I'm gonna start doing this a little bit more, just like hourly little reminders or whatever of fucking websites or whatever. Just because saying it once or twice isn't, So if you are just tuning in, which I doubt, this is episode 63. If you're listening to this on replay, you've listened to the whole hour, so what the fuck. And you can email me at ellinthemood@gmail.com, and on the YouTube page, which you click on it, you can see my various links that I have. I'm Elliot along with Jim, and thank you to whoever you are, Bread God, for subscribing and leaving a poignant comment a couple weeks ago or last week.
Yeah, that was good.
I think we know who Bread God is. I mean, I think it's someone we know.
It probably is. But let us continue on here. John Cleese compared the constant fear of offending to living in a dystopian society like the one created by George Orwell in his novel 1984.
Except for we don't have 2 minutes hate and there's no portrait of Big Brother watching me. Maybe there is. I don't know. I'm fucking blind.
Well, fuck, the government says everything we say. We say enough of those damn danger words just texting each other. They got like 6 guys watching us waiting to bomb something. Meanwhile, it's like, I don't want the fucking jail time, damn it.
Hello, NSA. Just in case you're listening, suicide bomber. Just in case you're listening, we are Political Trendy Radio.
Yay.
Hi, Obama.
In a video for the Big Think, the Monty Python star said, the idea that you have to be protected from any kind of uncomfortable emotion is what I absolutely do not subscribe to. He continued, the whole point about humor, the whole point about comedy, and believe you me, I've thought about it, is that all comedy is critical. All humor is critical. If you start to say we mustn't criticize or offend them, then humor is gone.
See, I've never liked the comedians that tell jokes like, some guy had 3 hats and then he took it half and he had 2 hats, like lame fucking humor. I've always liked observational or political humor because I've always thought if you inject some of your real beliefs into it, you could fucking get to people much more. I've given this spiel before, but it's like George Carlin, you know.
Yeah.
His books were on the bestseller list, and you know that 90% of people were like, wouldn't listen to the horrible things he says about God or whatever, if they thought it was serious. But oh, it's comedy, ha ha. But to those maybe 0.1%, hey, he makes a lot of sense, and he fucking knew that too.
Yeah, just he's talking about the reptilians now, according to some of those people.
I don't think no.
Some people, I know he didn't, but the whole thing is conspiracy theorists got a hold of his sticks, are now trying to use his comedy stand-up and his propaganda for their various
Well, because
Illuminati things.
what he said was that he knew government was bought and paid for, which
Yeah.
it is. It doesn't take a fucking conspiracy theorist to know that the government's bought and paid for, but they
Yeah, but
take
they're going
that,
straight off
yeah,
Freemasons,
yeah,
Illuminati,
yeah,
reptilians,
which he
instead of
never.
just attributing it straight to fucking corporate greed, which is what it really is.
And which what he was saying, but see, like I said, 99% of the fucking people who listen to his shit were like, haha, it's comedy. He's saying bad things about the Holy Spirit because it's comedy. But the other 1% is, oh, he means it though. As Carlin said, all you have to do is exaggerate one thing in the sentence to make it funny. You could have a totally true sentence, just exaggerate one thing to make it funny, and the rest is true.
With humor goes a sense of proportion. Then, as far as I'm concerned, you're living in 1984. The Faulty Tower star quoted psychologist Robin Skinner saying,
Skinner.
yeah, if people can't control their own emotions, then they need to start controlling other people's behavior. Before adding, when you're around people who are super sensitive, you can't relax, be spontaneous, as you have no idea what's going to upset them next.
Oh, I can. Fuck. I had no idea what's gonna upset them next. Had bloody hell, I'm gonna find out right now. That's how I was at school. Whenever I was with like really uptight religious people at my fucking there were these groups. There were these people in English wherever we were fucking like we were at some college or whatever. Like kind of I think it was UCLA or whatever. We were walking around, and I was with these uptight people, like 4 of them. A couple girls, couple guys, whatever, and they were talking about hanging out or whatever. And I go, so I got really drunk last night and fucking passed out my own puke. And they're like, oh, how dare you? I'm religious. That's awful. And I was just like, hey, I got my laugh of the day. I was like, you're basically if you imagine the class clown on steroids and crack.
Crack. Yeah. The comedian
rather than making others laugh, I wanted to make myself laugh. I wanted to make others horrified.
Good. That's always fun. Whenever I got into metal, it stopped people bullying me a lot. And the one thing it did was I just fucking fold my fingers in this weird shape and then like go and like they'd fucking clear the fucking hallway for me because he's got the power of Satan in him.
Maybe you do.
Maybe. Let's roll with that. That'd be awesome.
Okay.
Anyways, the comedian also revealed that he has been warned not to visit university campuses because the political correctness has been taken from being a good idea to the point where any kind of criticism of any individual or group can be labeled cruel.
The old political correctness was basically saying, look, if you're going to make a joke about women, being forced to be in the kitchen, make it have a fucking point. Or if you're going to make a racist joke, make it have a point. Make it comment about something. That's what it basically was just basically saying, I always hated the term political correctness. I always hated because, come on, if it's political, it's not correct. But
Yes, because no
that's
one's ever right in the political field.
that's what the old, whatever you want to call it, political correctness was just basically make it have a fucking point. Make it have a reason. Don't offend to offend. Offend to drive home a point. You know, that's why a lot of times I know South Park tries to be pointy, but oftentimes I think South Park's offend for the sake of offense. Same thing with Family Guy. But yeah,
Well,
now
Family Guy is nothing but offense for offense.
so that's what the old whatever I don't like the word political correct. I always thought that was bullshit. But that was the old way of thinking was basically yeah offend shock people, but don't just do it to get laughs. Do it to or don't just do it to fart jokes. Do it to fucking make a comment about the human condition. I think that's a lot more like Guar basically. Fuck, Guar was
Mm-hmm.
politically correct at one
Hey.
time. Yeah. Gigi Allen, no, but Gigi Allen didn't give a fuck. Then
Yeah.
neither did. But now political correctness is such that, as he said, even if you're doing it as satire, fuck.
Uh-huh. They
I
fucking
mean,
send firebombs and death threats to you.
and not the fun kind of death threats.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Cleese isn't the first comedian to hit out at political correctness. In an interview with ESPN Radio's The Herd with Colin Cowherd, Jerry Seinfeld said that he avoids
Who's not
gigging
funny
at
in the
colleges.
slightest.
They just want to use these words. That's racist, that's sexist, that's prejudice, he said. They don't even know what they're talking about.
I never thought I'd actually agree with Jerry Seinfeld on anything, seeing as I found his show fucking. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, I fucking hated that shit, but.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Eric Keller tried to explain to me why he likes the show, and I can't. Yeah.
It's supposed to be a show about nothing, which I really don't give a shit about that. It was pointless to even.
Well, I
All
mean,
the fucking jokes were like not even like dry humor. It was just non-existent. Focusing on one.
I've seen a show about nothing, which I've seen shows about guys who just hang out and do stupid things, which is basically a show about nothing. But at least it had a point, which is old men doing stupid shit. Basically living a second childhood and just having the time of their lives. And yeah, it wasn't dry humor at all. It was very punchliney. Ugh. I hate punchline humor for the most part. I mean, unless it's a clever call and response type thing, like a pun or whatever. But I hate the whole kind of punchliney humor. I like more subtle, you know.
One more before we get more fun articles.
One more. Hurry up. Fuck you. See, I'm glad we waited till Tuesday for this.
Yeah. The totalitarian doctrine of social justice warriors. Much of SJW's passion goes into speech and culture policing, directed at victimless crimes that violate their moral taboos. The modern social justice movement, or the new political correctness, vaulted in the spotlight last year. Student protests swept across campuses with demands often focused on purging thought crime, leading to heated debates on whether this movement is a dangerous pseudo-progressive authoritarianism or a long overdue effort to achieve justice for all. A year in review piece.
I would say, as a progressive and a social justice advocate, no less. Well, the real kind of social justice. I would say the former. that's kind of, and I didn't know fuck all about it until I came on Metalgate. I didn't fucking know anything about it, and I delved deep into it, and I kind of wish I didn't.
Yeah.
It
Welcome to the insanity of the lame stream.
well, and as you said, it's kind of good having me on the show because I'm not, center or right. Been I've always had left wing sympathies, so
Mm-hmm.
you know it's not just well, I don't like this because no, what they're trying to do, is something I would agree on if they weren't insane and trying to do things totally the wrong way and yeah, as they said, victimless crimes like saying words that might be racist or thinking. Ugh,
Or sitting with your fucking legs open.
yes, which you shouldn't do on the subway train because that makes you a space clogging asshole. In which case, I will amputate your legs with a fucking chainsaw.
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't do that anyway. It's
But it
bullshit.
crushes my balls, which I sometimes sit on because they're starting to sag that low.
I don't fucking care if it crushes your balls. You fucking put your leg on the aisleway, I'm gonna fucking chop it
I don't
off.
want to go that far.
Fuck, they do though.
A year in review piece in the Daily Dot in late December proclaimed 2015 the year of the social justice warrior. The Daily Dot author, graduate student, political columnist Michael Rosa hailed this trend and urged liberals to embrace the term. Yet the
No.
Yet the accomplishments he invoked are, as the social justice crowd likes to say, problematic. His Exhibit A, the legalization of same-sex marriage, actually had very little to do with the current social justice movement.
It was bound to happen.
Yeah, because
it was bound to fucking happen. I didn't know it would be 2015. I thought it'd be maybe 2018 or so, but fuck, it was bound. It's like the people. Oh fuck, I hate fucking people taking credit for shit. But anyway, what were we saying?
It was the result of 2 decades of very different pragmatic activism that focused on a clear goal, the legal right to marry, and stressed equality, not gay identity. And Black Lives Matter, also a movement with a specific focus, police violence towards African Americans, has been arguably hurt, not helped, by PC dogma that suppresses discussion of thorny issues such as black on black crime and attacks insensitive dissenting speech.
See, I could have got behind Black Lives Matter until they started heckling people who would otherwise have supported them or who otherwise would have fucking like interrupting Bernie Sanders' speech. I was just like, you're not going to win any friends this way, people.
Yeah.
Or the people, oh fuck, or those student protest things where, oh no, white person filming. The fucking Black Panthers, the real ones, they welcomed white people. They even said there needs to be a White Panther party, fucking, so they can work together for not black supremacy, but racial equality. But then it's like, it's kind of like the lesbian or feminist things that don't allow men. The old feminists wanted men in there to fucking show solidarity.
Amherst protesters demanded disciplinary action against students who had put up All Lives Matter posters.
Well, I mean, yes. Well, actually, no life matters. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Only mine. But there are a lot more people than just blacks, like Asians and fucking others. Just fucking saying. And it's not just blacks who are being shot by police for fucking fuck. If you're a punk, it doesn't to this day, if you're a punk or metalhead and you walk down the street and look the part, it still doesn't matter what color you are. You're probably gonna get at least pulled over.
Mm-hmm. And I was just thinking of something. There was this thing I stumbled across that was about Yakub, and the whole entire thing followed something similar to what like Scientology preaches once you're like OT 7 or 8 or whatever the hell that shit is. It completely insane with aliens visiting. There's a hollow world and all kinds of crazy crap. And like the black man invented the white man who did all this crazy shit, and people actually believe in it.
Well, I've heard the black supremacists, the story they get is that the people were cursed with fair skin by God or something. It's a reversal of white races saying that people were cursed by black skin by certain. I don't remember the actual tale because it's been a while since I looked it up, but still. Oh yeah, there's fucking.
Well, it was either fucking the Cain or that fucking guy on the fucking Ark. Those are the
I
tales
think it
I've
might have
heard.
been King. I don't remember. I'll fucking look it up whenever I care to.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'll look it up because now I have to, but not right now because I don't give a fuck.
Unfortunately, Mr. Rosa's other examples of social justice in action, the feminist revival, the new visibility of transgendered issues, and opposition to Islamophobia, are squarely in train wreck territory. Not there's anything wrong with the principles. Most Americans support gender equality, believe transgendered people should be able to live as they wish, and reject anti-Muslim hate. But social justice warriors have turned these causes into malignant self-parody. Their feminism frets over men sitting with their legs set apart on public transit, seeks dissent-free safe spaces, and cries oppression at concern about obesity health risks.
I just frankly told people who's like, "Oh, you're fat." I was like, "Yeah, I know. I'm fucking controlling it. Say another word and I'll punch you in the fucking face because I can still fucking hurt you."
These are people saying, well, being fat doesn't lead to any health risks, and that's I forget weightist or whatever the hell is they fucking I don't know. Fat shaming. It's fat shaming to say that there's a health risk to being overweight.
There is such a thing as fucking fat shaming. Okay, I've seen it. There is such a thing oh, you're 102 pounds for a girl. Oh, you need to lose more. So there is such a thing as I don't like fat shaming, but there is such a thing as oh, you're a little. Well, go on this diet.
Yeah, well, what about whenever you're 350 pounds, 5'2", and you're sitting there saying you're fat shaming by telling me that I have health risks.
Well, I didn't say that. I didn't say that qualified. I was talking about the less extreme thing. I have to I point out to a lot of people that there is a less extreme variant. Not to you, because obviously you know this, but God knows you'll be watching this fucking video. So I always have to point out that. Wait, you're talking about my ex-girlfriend?
Yeah.
Except 5'1" and 370, I think. But anyway, I don't want to dredge up those memories right now.
Their transgendered advocacy demands respect for customized gender identities with personal pronouns that may change on a whim, and crucifies a devoutly progressive filmmaker for a transphobic joke that presumes that female characters are automatically female.
Well, you know what I've always said. If you want to be called a woman, well, I'm not going to do it, but if you want to be called Jamie and you want to be called a fucking woman, fine. But biologically, you're male. Sorry.
Yep, I got Y chromosome.
Until you fucking get transgender, and then I'll call you female. But, if you want to be called a woman, fine. Be kind of odd. Wow, that one smoked a lot of cigarettes.
And mayonnaise is a gender now.
But biologically, you're male. Well, it's
oh fuck! I gotta tell you this because I stumbled across it.
Gender fluid. Anyway, yeah. What?
There is a new sexual. There's not just a new gender, but also a new sexual identity that you are. Fucking atheism is now a sexual identity which how does not believing in God equate to a sexual identity? I can understand saying that you can only be attracted to other atheists because you're so narrow-minded. You have to fucking,
Yeah, I'm the atheist who, by the way, has really only dated Christians.
Mm-hmm.
That being me.
Yeah, that's you. That's why I was just nodding.
It's not really by choice. I mean, I'll fucking date whoever, is I mean, fuck, I'd love to have a fucking Satanist.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not.
And just, like I said, just how does atheism become a sexual identity? I am atheist gendered. What?
Metalhead should be a fucking sexual identity. I identify as metalhead. I only fuck other metalhead.
I identify as sewer.
You only fuck other sewer slime.
Yeah. I'm pure 100% retrograde white trash gutter slime, bitches. Woohoo! Just short of the inbred sticker by 3 generations, maybe.
Well, on my immediate side, maybe a couple generations, but on my extended side, probably not.
Let's see if it warms that Native American that poked my great grandma. I might be inbred.
Okay. And on that, continue with your story. I don't even want to ask.
I don't even know if it's true. I just know that I have some native in me, and it goes that far. But anyway, their anti-Islamophobia trashes feminist critics of conservative Islam, and victim blames journalists murdered for publishing Muhammad cartoons.
Yeah, I mean, that's why a lot of people say Islamist rather than Muslim to try to kind of differentiate so people can stop fucking, bashing the fucking, because Islamists actually do use Islam as a political tool rather than just use it as religion. There's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Atheistists.
Have the social justice warriors of 2015 supported some worthy causes? Sure, but much of their passion goes into speech and culture policing directed at victimless crimes that violate their moral taboos. Consider last year's protest against a Boston Museum of Fine Arts exhibit that allowed visitors to try on a kimono. Activists assailed this as cultural appropriation and racist imperialism, much to the bafflement of local Japanese Americans and Japanese consulate staffers. Or consider the outcry over a T-shirt worn in promotional photos by the stars of the film Suffragette, using a slogan from suffragist Emmeline Pankhurst, "I'd rather be a rebel than a slave." This was blasted for co-opting the black experience of slavery and racism and ignoring the Civil War connotation of the word rebel.
By the way, really quick, the whole cultural appropriation. So no one can wear something that they, I've never cared, but, if someone wants to wear a fucking kimono, they fucking can't. It's cultural appropriation. Fuck. This is why maybe the animals just might be smarter than us.
Yeah.
Because dogs don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
Dogs don't care that, hey, you're wearing the thing that only my breed of dog wear. Fuck.
Cats definitely don't give a shit about anything. Except the red dot.
And the mice.
Oh, yeah, and birds, which my aunt gets presents of those all the time because her cats go outside, then come back in with presents.
Yummy. That fucking.
You'd like this rodent with the half-eaten brain, wouldn't you? Oh, that's great.
Oh, it's great. It's spewing on my carpet. Oh, fuck.
And they
It's
get
Brain.
pissed whenever she throws them out. And they're like, what the fuck happened to that? That was right here. Oh my god.
Oh, well, great. Brain is leaking on my carpet. Thanks.
Fortunately, they usually leave it on the linoleum, so it's easy to mop up, but still. And keep in mind, that's usually, not always.
Happy Brain. That's great.
Even though the quote had nothing to do with American slavery or Confederate rebellion and used both words in the universal sense. Behind these
This
outbreaks.
is what happens when you don't read a goddamn book.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying that as someone who rarely reads Braille, audiobooks, because Braille takes me too long to fucking obviously have audiobooks, but god damn it. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
That's just I didn't know about this. My most liberal friend would probably be like, please lock yourself in a closet and please lock yourself in the garage and turn on the fucking car.
Yes, please.
Good God.
But these outbreaks of self-righteous wrath is a distinct, if somewhat amorphous ideology we could dub sock juss. The callback to INSOC from George Orwell's 1984
English socialism.
It's not quite coincidental. At the center of this worldview is the evil of oppression, the virtue of marginalized identities, based solely on race, ethnicity, gender, sexuality, religion, or disability, and the perfectionist quest to eliminate anything the marginalized may perceive as oppressive or invalidating.
And they could probably use one of Orwell's slogans as their motto. Ignorance is strength. Because clearly they're pretty ignorant if they fuck. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. Fuck.
Yeah. I know. Trust me. I've seen too much of it and I've become desensitized to it. And it still pisses me off, but it's that fucking cold rage, where like you just don't care and you just kill with greater efficiency.
I'm not even pissed off by it. I'm just trying to comprehend how they could get. Why don't you look it up on the internet? Oh.
And they do, and they take someone else's opinion instead of going to the source.
Fuck. I mean, I know you trash on some liberal papers, but even they would probably go, wait a minute. You're retarded.
Sadly, most don't. Such prescriptions are given a near absolute presumption of validity, even if shared by a fraction of the oppressed group. Meanwhile, the viewpoints of the privileged, a category that includes economically disadvantaged whites, especially men.
And keep in mind, most of those social justice people aren't, poor. Most of them are middle class, if not upper class. And
Usually
yes,
about upper class.
I've heard a lot of people
Upper
who
middle.
aren't. I've heard a lot of conservative Christians say that, mostly in the black community, say white people are privileged. I say it depends on where you fucking go. In Alabama or Arkansas, probably. Here, it doesn't matter because it's, because it's Los Angeles. If you know anything about Los Angeles, you know that nobody gives a fuck. I mean, yeah, they're racist, but you know what I mean. It's harder to be a racist here than it is in butt fuck Alabama.
Anyways, meanwhile, the viewpoints of the privileged are radically devalued, even if they were homeless like me.
But you are privileged because you weren't burned to death.
And I was privileged because my parents fucked and I happened to come out mostly white, like 99% white.
Because the argument that they would use is, well, you weren't shot on sight, because obviously every black person shot on the site.
Yeah, obviously. Who did I get some of my drugs from?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Anyway, Because SockJust is so focused on changing bad attitudes and ferreting out subtle biases and insensitivities, its hostility to free speech and thought is not an unfortunate byproduct of the movement, but its very essence. You can be welcoming and respectful towards transgender people, yet still be branded a bigot if you don't quite believe that trans women who identify as female but have an intact male anatomy are real women. And even if you keep that opinion to yourself, you could be challenged to prove your loyalty to the party line.
I've said it before. The real women, they're just not female. Because man and woman are a society-imposed fucking thing. Male and female are law. I mean, yeah, okay, they're not called that, but they're laws of reproduction of everything. They're not a society-imposed fucking thing. It's not. I mean, man and woman, yes, but male and female, no. Sorry, you have to get your surgery for me to call you male. But why should it matter if I call you a woman? If you want to be called she, fine, but I'll still think of you as a male.
Obviously, retaliation for unpopular opinions isn't limited to SockJust, but it's hard to think of another present-day political group so unforgiving to even inadvertent verbal offenses.
The neo-Nazis?
Yes, but they're not... fuck.
I know. I was just being a dick.
Oh, God.
Fundamentalist Christians.
Even Fox News blasts most of the neo-Nazi rhetoric.
Most of them. Still allow Sean Hannity, though. Well, yeah, I've seen things to the right of Fox News.
Yeah. Welcome to complete insano territory. Fuck.
It's fun to read, though.
Because, yeah, it is fun to read. Like, friends have me read shit, and I'm like, what? What? Whenever they were fucking into that fucking shit, I was like, fucker.
Yeah. What planet are you living on? It's not Earth.
And I actually had to sit there and fucking refute the points using research, but I was banned from using certain things. And the funny thing is, the things I was banned from citing as sources was a moment of the broken clock being right twice a day, because they ended up being sites that cited faulty statistics just to prove whatever fucking bullshit they were going, even though their excuse for it, was, oh, it's all niggerdom and blah, blah, blah. And fucking, Jewish fucking Zionist fucking conspiracy bullets. Like, God. You were right about not trusting them, but you're wrong for the reasoning.
Well, yeah, that's what I said to that Cult Nation website, which of course they never got back to me, but I feel at least good to know that maybe someone read it, and, fucking looked at it. Yeah, but at least they read it. Was that, look, my friend has fucking debated racist people. It took him 7 years, but he actually convinced them rather, let them make their case and then make fun of them, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, I've listened to David Duke speeches.
Fuck.
I just
fucking. Some of those go straight in the fucking. God. It's worse than Scientology. Some of that shit.
Oh fuck.
Scientology is fucking point and laugh. God.
No, I agree completely. Some of that, yeah. Some of that shit's scary.
Well, the way they run the thing's scary, but the things they tell people once they hit the right level.
David Duke and shit. Some of those things are kind of scary, but they're fun to read.
At California's Claremont McKenna College last fall, Dean of Students Mary Spellman had to resign after protests. Her crime? In an email replying to a student who had written to her about racial issues on campus, Miss Spellman had mentioned her wish to better serve students, especially those who don't fit our CMC mold, supposedly implying students of color don't belong at this school, which I don't see how.
I think what she was saying was people who don't, you know, who don't fit in with the fucking clubs or the fucking in group. When I didn't belong to any mold when I was at any of my school. I never went to college, but I know it's still as fucking cliquish as people go, oh, it's so different from high school. And I've checked it out. Yeah, but there's still the same fucking stupid,
Yeah,
you
there's
know.
still the same bullshit going on. I'll tell you firsthand. Yep.
And,
Still the
and
same bullshit going on, except now they got fraternities to really drag them. And all those other fraternities are cool and will let you fucking bash there, even like, not giving a shit if you're cool with them.
I'll tell you why.
It's still all about the fucking in-group fucking thing. And then you got, the coolest thing about college is like it's like your first taste of freedom away from your parents.
I get that now, even though I live at home. Because I see them and shit, but I could go out and do shit if I wanted to. I do want to, but I don't have a ride. But fuck, I could stay out all night. Fuck, I could do pretty much anything, but I can't because I don't have a fucking ride. Come to California, goddammit.
Damn it. Yeah, I need money.
The thing that stopped me from going to college is it would still be a professor, teacher, whatever the fuck, telling you shit. I got more out of self-learning. So I just figured I always got more out of self-learning. I was so ahead of the class in history. I read the book by November. Okay, I finished the entire fucking history book by November and then backtracked to whatever they were on and started watching documentaries every night. And fucking I knew more than the teacher knew by that time. I got much more from, so that's why I never bothered with college because I was like, it's just, I was fucking.
You see, because my fucking school decided to call me a retard simply because I came from the fucking partial program and I was going to be this huge troublemaker, so I had to be of lesser intellect and all this shit, I was forced to take LD English. After I tested off the charts on all the fucking tests to see exactly which English curriculum I should be taking, which my fucking English teacher in that class was cool enough to actually grab me shit from the college prep classes and test me on that, give me a completely separate vocabulary list for that so I'd actually have a challenge. And on top of all this, having to do all this work in class, which I would always get done about halfway through the session because I had to work alone, I still had to help her tutor students in classes that I hadn't taken yet.
Damn. See, my problem.
And the funny thing was, I essentially took this one class called APB, American Political Behavior, which was supposed to be the most brutal class. I ended up taking it 4 times before I actually got credit for it because I helped students out that shit so much.
That sounds like a fun class.
It was great learning all that shit the first 2 times I learned it.
Yeah.
Once I actually got into the class, though, like the teacher was known to fucking slam books down if anyone passed out in this class and be a real dick and all this blah, 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 blah. So like I passed out like first time in that class and he slammed books down, asked me this question that was supposed to go completely over my head. I gave him an answer that he had to research. And the very next day he just looked at me and said, "Well done, Mr. Thompson. Just do your damn homework. Go back to sleep."
Well, I mean, I'm the opposite of you, whereas I'm a good talker. Shit, when it comes to writing, my spelling is actually a lot better. I don't fucking spell check it, and it's the internet, so I'm not fussed about it.
Yeah.
My spelling was actually, perfect when I was near perfect when I was in school because I cared. Fuck, as long as you get my point, I don't give a fuck. But and they noticed that I could write an essay okay. But if I had to talk, if I had to make an audio point about why this guy believed what he did or this guy believed what he did, they were like, "Wow, you're much better talker than writer." And I was like, "Yeah, I know," because I've always been obviously being blind, I've always been an audio learner. I've always, had voices and watched races and all this type of things. And part of the reason why I'm so parenthetical and go seemingly off topic is I'm trying to get out everything my brain is trying to make me say as quickly as possible. Because I know a lot of fucking shit. I mean, I'll toot my own horn and say I'm at least average. But so I would like raise my hand in history and be like, "Oh, did you know that blah 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 and blah 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 blah." Oh no, I didn't know that, says the teacher. Well, that's why you fine. Fuck. I just did shit in that class because I had to write everything out and I didn't fucking know what to do. So I would have to dictate it to someone who would write it out well. If I could dictate shit to people, there was no stopping me. But so I was always a great. Oh god, you were talking about being treated like a retard, right? The most demeaning thing I've ever seen was like whenever I'd stop in front of like, let's say a girl, not pick her, but just stopping, in front of her, fucking not paying attention, to get in line or something, and she'd try to talk all, oh hi, how are you, and be like, treat me like a retard, and literally visions would come into my head, and I'd just be like, do you know what you're saying? So I'd have to like put as many big words as possible to basically, no, I'm not a fucking retard. Just because I'm blind doesn't mean, yes, I'm in a special ed class, being the Braille Institute, the VI, whatever, visually impaired class. But I'm not. Fuck, that was so annoying too. Fucking people would never take me seriously until I fucking proved them. They're like, oh, hi, how are you? Oh, that's a big cane. I'm just like, finally, I just snapped at someone and go, I'm not a fucking retard. In class, like, I'm not a fucking retard. They're like, what?
See, my problem was the fucking administration fucking hated me because they wanted me to fail because I was going to be a black sheep just because where I came from. I went from the partial program to fucking normal high school, so I was going to be the black sheep. And here fucking I made the fucking math team in my fucking junior year.
The administration...
And there's one more funny thing I got to point out here is that just before my senior year, the fucking principal quit 2 years shy of getting full retirement.
Nice. The administration loved me at first until they realized they weren't going to make a fucking puppet out of me, and then they gave up on me. Once they realized, and once, like, I had teachers who were, how separation of church and state? They didn't believe they even had a God's property club, which I've told them if I was in charge, that wouldn't be fucking meeting on school grounds. Not for religious discrimination, but because separation of church and state. Meet outside school grounds, fine, but that club wouldn't fucking meet on school grounds if I was in charge.
You see, we had a Bible club at our school, but they received no funding from the school whatsoever. They were just donated like a room off in the middle of nowhere to do their thing. And like they didn't try to get up in your face with it or anything. I mean, they debate people if, people were going to debate them, but they didn't like fucking, try to make a big scene of it.
They never debated me. Never. Even when I went into the club, they never debated me. It wasn't a Bible club. It was, they would have a guest speaker to talk about how we're all brothers and sisters in the... By the way, they were announced every week. God's Property Club will be meeting on the blah, blah, blah on Wednesday. I'm just like, I don't... There's some... I didn't... Left a bad taste in my mouth. So I went there, ate the fucking pizza, tried to debate them, and we're not a religious group. Fuck you. You're calling yourself God's property. And then one of my friends, Eric never knew about this, but one of my friends did something funny. Put on the room, God's property is Satan's theft.
Okay, back to the article. We've fucking purged our brains of idiocy enough and can get back to the 5 minutes of hate. Or half hour of hate, depending upon how long this takes.
Fuck, how long is the show? 2 hours of hate?
I don't know.
That's what the show should be called, 2 hours of hate.
Yeah, there we go. We are the
Fuck
2
political
hours of
trendy
hate.
radio.
Nor is any other group so preoccupied with linguistic cleansing. A discussion on social justice forum advocates expunging from one's vocabulary such ableist terms as crazy, dumb, and even depressing. At Smith College
That's crazy. That's just crazy what they say. I've never heard such a dumb thing. That's just depressing. There. Fuck yeah. I worked all that in.
At Smith College last year, the student newspapers report on a panel, ironically one dedicated to free speech, rendered wild and crazy as wild and ableist slur. Beep. Oh, God. Yeah, God. A little more physical pain to go with the emotional and psychological damage.
No. Fuck. No. You said we had suffered I don't think we had gotten. Oh, fuck. You're fucking kidding me.
No.
You're fucking kidding me.
No. And calling somebody one's spirit animal is frowned upon because it's an appropriation of a concept specific to some oppressed cultures.
Even a crust punk band or Facebook group said something to the effect of, "Don't post anything about what about the oppressed people of the blah, 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 tribe." That's he called it basically sheltered white boy bullshit. People. What about the oppressed tribe of the Machapococa in the rainforest? Why don't we talk about their plight? Oh, well, I just I need
Murder.
food and drink and drinks.
Many.
There's a wall right here. I can just start banging my head against.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
An academic list of microaggressions, including asking, "Where are you from?" or complimenting a foreign-born person's English.
Ah! God, fuck. Well, Eric, you remember Mercy, right?
Yes, yes.
She fucking liked that we said that her English was fucking good. She took it as a compliment. She was from Honduras, but she lived in Spain most of her life. And came here.
Yeah.
She was fucking, really good at English, sexy as hell accent. But she fucking
Yeah.
liked that we said, yeah, fuck. And where are you from? Do you get offended if I ask, hey Jim, where are you from, dude?
I am from the sphincter, which is the rectal orifice of everything.
I remember when I first met you, did I have kind of a little accent? Not a huge, but a little. I could tell you weren't from fucking California.
Yeah, I got the PA accent, which I don't notice.
Well, okay, not as bad as maybe Philadelphia or something.
Oh, fuck, that accent still gets me. And that's just the other side of the state.
Yeah. But yeah, you do have a little bit. I would say either some parts of upstate New York, although not the fucking part that sounds like they're from Canada. Like, have you ever heard Cannibal Corpse speak? Hey, we're Cannibal Corpse, and we're from upstate New York. But you sound like you're from, I would either guess New York or Pennsylvania, but not the fucking stereotypical. Yeah, I would guess that. Scott has a bit of a Midwestern thing. Not a huge bit, but fucking.
And it's probably from dealing blackjack or whatever.
Well, also he's from Indiana, so.
Yeah.
But not like the huge fucking. Yeah, the Philly accent still gets me. So yeah, asking where you're from, that's not fucking fuck. No. That's it. I'm jumping out of this 3 foot tall window.
Yay.
Ah!
Bye, Elliot. We will miss
What'd say, Eric?
I said goodbye, Elliot. We will miss you.
If I die jumping out this window, which
And
goes
you
up to me.
don't film it, that would be bad.
No,
You
but
have to film it.
if I die jumping out of this window that goes up to my waist, wow, I'm a weak son of a bitch. Or maybe someone put a bomb there, but still, I'm a weak son of a bitch.
Yeah. Anyways, Sock just speech and thought policing induces self-policing. I rigorously manage my own thinking and purge myself of dangerous, unthinkable thoughts. Mind kill myself on a regular basis, wrote a columnist and former Jeopardy champion in a 2014 Facebook discussion.
I don't. I pretty much hear what you say and say I'm still going to be saying those things. If you don't like it, well, I'll just unzip my pants and you can go to town on that dick.
This is what you have to do to be a feminist, anti-racist progressive,
No, it isn't.
i.e. a social justice stormtrooper.
No, it doesn't, because I pretty much fit all those fucking things, although in the classical sense, not the modern day sense. So, no, it isn't.
Is a vagina feminine? Why are there so many gay men who won't date a woman just because she has a vagina? Like, that is discrimination, people, and it is totally shallow.
Fuck. Hey, what was that thing on Soapbox Corner? The transgender woman who has a dick saying that men don't want to date her? No shit, Sherlock. I'm sorry. Penises aren't attractive to me, neither are scrotums. Get the surgery and we may talk, but fuck. Suck. Oh, my hair's gonna be turning gray soon, and I'm 21.
Some conservatives describe Sockjus as cultural Marxism. It has also been compared to Maoism, and particularly the Cultural Revolution, with its focus on re-education and public confessions of ideological errors.
I disagree with cultural Marxism. I don't know enough about cultural Maoism, but pretty much conservatives want to make everything seem communist. So.
Oh boy, fuck. Re-education and public confessions of ideological errors. Yeah. Inquisition much?
Just without the torture.
No, the torture's of a different type.
See, if SJWs want my respect, they'll start torturing people. Torture and murder. It's fun for the whole family.
But as atheist blogger Rebecca Bradley has argued,
Bradley.
The movement has many elements of an apocalyptic religious cult that sees the world as mired in sin and evil except for a handful of the elect. A popular post on Tumblr, a major Sockjus hive, laments being on Tumblr all the time gives me such a diluted worldview. I start believing that everyone is pro-choice, open-minded, and has a moral compass, cares about sexism, racism, body shaming, etc., but then I'll walk out my front door and realize that everyone is still just as moronic as they were 2 years ago.
See, I care about all that shit, but like I said, I don't take it to the extreme. I mean, as a fat person, I care about, people fucking shame people who are slimmer than me and taller than me as morbidly obese. Yeah, I'm going to fucking speak up for that because they're not. But if you're 800 pounds and you're saying, there's no health risks. No, I'm sorry, there are. That's not fat shaming. That's called you need help.
This is a classic cult mindset. There's a word for ideologists, There's a word for ideologies, religious or secular, that seek to politicize and control every aspect of human life. Totalitarian.
That's how things work, yeah.
Unlike most such ideologies, Sokjas has no fixed doctrine or clear utopian vision, but in a way its amorphousness makes it more tyrannical. While all revolutions are prone to devouring their children, the Sokjas movement may be especially vulnerable to self-immolation.
Well, I mean, my guess is it'll die soon, and I think it'll probably implode on itself. And by the way, this is hour 2 of Political Trendy Radio is just about done. So once again, you're listening to Political Trendy Radio with me, Elliot, the Jim, and the Eric, who's not saying anything. There's lovely links on our YouTube page, and subscribe if you're watching, just because that's kind of good to do.
Maybe.
Shut up, Jim.
Unless they're pathetic, then we don't want them.
Well, our audience is a bit too small to be discriminatory. I'll take everyone who wants to jump on board at this stage. Then once we get about 1 million, I'll start, weeding out the undesirables.
Okay. As if us talking isn't going to do that enough. Its creed of intersectionality. Multiple overlapping oppressions means that the oppressed are always one misstep away from becoming the oppressor. Your cool feminist t-shirt can become a racist atrocity in a mouse click. And since new marginalized identities can always emerge, no one can tell what currently acceptable words or ideas may be excommunicated tomorrow.
Well, I love getting excommunicated. One of the things I've always wanted to do is get excommunicated from the Catholic Church, which is the church I was baptized in. It doesn't matter, but that's just a little thing I really want to happen in my life,
That'd be fine.
I really want the Pope to say, or some high priest to say, yeah, you're fucking excommunicated. Oh, God, I would hang that on my wall for life.
The priest is hung on your wall for life.
I mean, I know I'm not in the Catholic Church any longer. Of course, some Catholics believe once you're baptized, you're in there for life, which is why I kind of want to get excommunicated. See, I really am an evil bastard.
Yes, you are.
But yeah, get excommunicated. So basically, fuck. I mean, it's gotten to the point where people aren't going to take it seriously much longer. I know you say, well, they still are. I don't see them taking it seriously much longer. It's gotten. There's only so many cartoony things that these people can take before they just go, wait a minute. I mean, it's. Let's face it. This is a trend. It's a trend. It was trendy to be gung-ho, support the war in 88, 89, where Rambo, Red Dawn, and all those movies came out, which are fun to watch if you're really high, but if you actually want something like plot, it was trendy to support the war then. It was trendy.
Oh, come on. What's wrong with fucking First Blood? Fucking some fucking deranged fucking non-vet goes out and shoots up a police station.
I didn't say first. Well, okay, yeah, maybe. But then the sequels were a bit.
All that was gun porn, explosions, and shit. You would have had to been cited to get all the fucking cool shit going.
Yeah, I wanted plot. I still want plot. I still want plot with my action. Thank you.
Yeah, I know, but it didn't have one.
I know it didn't. It's like all the Fast and the Furious movies, which apparently they're gonna go up to Fast and the Furious 10.
Oh God. Anyways.
And you could just hear Jim going further down the sewer.
Mm-hmm. Intersectionality also makes Sokjas uniquely vulnerable to internal conflicts and tensions.
No shit.
How do you reconcile progressive beliefs about gender with an anti-Islamophobia that treats defenders of misogynistic and homophobic Islamist fundamentalism as sympathetic, marginalized people?
You've never heard of doublethink?
Oh, that's exactly what this is.
Yeah, I know.
Very awkwardly, at Goldsmith College, University of London, last December, campus feminist and LGBT groups joined in solidarity with the Islamic Society, which complained that a campus talk by Iranian-born feminist and ex-Muslim Miriam Namazi was a violation of safe space.
Well, oh fuck, safe space. You know what? If you want a safe space, go to your home. Go inside your home, lock your door, and turn on The Simpsons or something. If you want a safe space, that's your safe space. But if you're out in public, you don't get a safe space. You don't get a fucking. If you're out with other humans, you're gonna get people who disagree with you. Fuck. Fuck safe space.
See, the best safe space in the world is between the legs and in the mouth. Look out, brain. Here it comes.
Okay,
Do the Kurt Cobain.
Yes, and have your safe space splattered all over the wall. I love that guy who fucking he posted something and I joked about Kurt Cobain and he said, "You're faggot, punk, and metal are all gay. Like you cock guzzling faggot." And then he blocked me, so I had to use my old account which I was gonna delete, make myself an admin and delete him. Fuck. That was too much work.
And that account left the room.
Yeah, well, I went back to deleting it. It was going to be deleted permanently. You know how you can do that or just deactivate?
Yeah.
I always permanently delete. So I literally created I undeleted it because it was still in the waiting process just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Went into the group, joined the group, made myself an admin, using 2 web browsers basically. Made myself an admin, kicked that guy out, then re-deleted the page and re-deleted the account.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work for nothing. But
Yep.
if you block an admin, but yeah, fuck safe space. And by the way, the thing about Islam, I defend the moderates who are accused of all that because, as my friend said, he believes in Allah and shit, but he doesn't fucking believe in any of the misogynist things. And Anarcha will say, "Well, that's picking and choosing." Yeah, it is. Fuck you. Who cares?
And besides, which would you rather have? The entire world run over by fucking extremists that want to fucking bomb everything and fucking railroad all forms of everything? Or have people discuss and try to drive it more to a moderate state?
Well, I've always hated the whole, well, you're just picking and choosing what to believe. Well, you've never heard of non-hardline religions or whatever, where people go, maybe they were wrong in that one, but maybe they were right in this one. I mean, what? Should we just disagree with in that case, I'd be a fucking social justice warrior because I agree in principle with what they reportedly support, but I don't agree with them because, fuck, I hate those people. Strawman fucking cock gobblers.
Mm-hmm. The social justice movement has many well-meaning followers who want to make the world a better place, but most of its activism is little more than a self-centered quest for moral purity.
And to get their fucking name in the papers.
Yeah. And to proclaim themselves holier than thou, just like any fucking hellbrand preacher trying to scare people away from the dangers of rock and roll.
Except without the entertainment. I mean, because those preachers are entertaining.
Oh, hell yeah. You should see. There was this one around here that was a fucking nom vet back in the fucking 80s who would fucking put on one hell of a show about how everything was sending you to hell. It was beautiful.
This show is sending you to hell without question. We've blasphemed everything. Even Satan, which I like Satan.
Yeah.
That should be a name from now on. Jim, the Power of Satan Thompson.
Yeah, the power of Satan. Dropping crazy from one's vocabulary won't improve health services or job opportunities for the mentally ill. Protesting a white singer's appropriation of cornrows or rap music will have zero effect on the actual problems facing African Americans.
Why don't you just protest? No, I'm not gonna say it because they will actually do. Just fucking protest every white person playing any music. Fuck. I fucking hate you so much. Fuck. Well, yeah, but what about black guys playing country? You know that exists.
Yeah, but that's not cultural appropriation because
Yes, it
prejudice
is.
plus power equals fucking whatever thing.
Everything's fuck. I mean, fuck. I mean, I do.
So white people cannot have their culture appropriated because, in essence, they have no culture, which is fucking a bullshit concept.
I
God,
mean,
because
I hate. I hate
and that,
rich. I hate rich white guys playing the blues because they have nothing to be blue about. That's not cultural appropriation. That's just disingenuousness.
but you see, the whole entire thing says that there is a huge nebulous black culture, which there really isn't. You know,
Listen,
there's your fucking cultures dependent upon region.
yeah, and there's no white culture. Go to Scandinavia and tell them there's no white culture.
Scandinavia is actually doing a good job of trying to do that, but
But I mean, go to Scandinavia and tell them that there's no such thing as white culture, and you'll get fucking bulldozed. Fuck the Vikings and the fucking Norse mythology and all that shit.
if you go to that one thing I was talking about, that Yaku or whatever, fuck, they even said that fucking God, the fucking Vikings were black.
That's okay. That makes less sense than Time Cube. That actually makes Time Cube look sane. What?
Oh yeah, you gotta fucking. I'll send you the link after the
Yes,
show.
please do. What the fuck?
It'll fucking melt your brain. The influence of Soak Just has spread beyond academia and activist circles. It is a strong presence in the tech world. A popular code of conduct for digital companies explicitly states prioritize marginalized people's safety over privileged people's comfort.
Well,
And
the tech world's always been fucked up, mostly by batshit libertarians. Not the ones you support, but the batshit libertarians who basically run the fucking tech world.
well, there's actually two sides of it. You got that, and then you got the Soak Just types that fucking also run the other half, and it fucking oh god, so many conflicts. I don't even want to fucking go through it
I
all.
I I kind of have a passing interest in the tech world. Not that I can understand technology because it's beyond my fucking grasp, But let's get back to transistor radios, please.
Yeah,
I actually know how to build an AM radio.
that's good. Now, if
Uh,
you build a ham radio, we could still keep in contact.
AM radio would be fucking fun. Well, welcome everyone. This is Political Trendy Radio. Oh, shortwave. Fuck, let's spend some time on shortwave.
Yeah. Oh fuck! Why did it do that again?
I don't know.
Mm.
Shortwave used to be great, but now it's fucking religious.
Mhm. And in geek subcultures such as the sci-fi and comic book fandoms, this shit's also prevalent. It also sets the tone for much of the online media, but its unchecked ascendancy may be over.
Well, there's two sides of the sci-fi and comic book. There's that crowd, and then there's the conservatives who react horribly to anything, even moderates. So there's two
Yeah,
sides, and they're both eating their own tails.
yeah. Conservatives have long railed against political correctness, but now even some progressives are saying that activism based on identity politics, self-righteousness, and intolerance towards dissent and error is a dead end.
I said that years ago. Fuck.
Yeah.
But I make points to use different words, but because I'm tired of trying to explain to myself, to not myself, but to other people that I'm not a conservative. About as far from it as you get. Maybe money-wise, I'm a little more conservative. I think I rate like a 6 on the left of the, like a economic scale. So I'm, or
Well, as
5
long
or
as you're
so.
not in the fucking complete whack job wing, then you're always going to be a conservative to the whack jobs.
Fucking communism can work. God damn it! I don't know how it can work, but it can work.
God, no. Utopia is bullshit concept. 4 simultaneous days in one
I mean,
single
communism can
rotation.
work if you have a small enough, like 4 people or so.
Yeah, eradicate most of the world's population, but
I'm just talking about like 4 or 5 people living in a house together. That's as far as you're gonna get communism, or maybe like like a collective, like but you're never gonna get a whole country to fucking get along like that. Fuck. I mean, just to prove how utopia can't work, we get along rather well, but even we disagree on things.
yep. What's more, as Connor Friedersdorf has argued in The Atlantic, the left's embrace of radical identity politics has spurred an alarming rise of white identity politics on the far right. So I got to interject here. There's a thing called the thesis of the antithesis, where if you go to one side to try to fix the problems, one extreme side, but then, when we find out that that's complete bullshit, you'll swing to the completely different opposite side of the whack job spectrum.
And also
There's like never a fucking happy middle ground.
For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
And a lot of all this fucking grandstanding and fucking being unable to speak your mind with all this fucking policing speech, that's just going to drive more people into fucking racist hands and fucking looking for anything mildly sympathetic and they'll get sucked right in.
I'll say this. We may be living in a unpleasant time, but it sure as shit ain't boring. There's a lot of things to talk about and a lot of things to be angry about and a lot of things to counteract.
It's better to fucking counteract it whenever it's exposed to the fucking air instead of forcing it deeper into the underground where people fucking cluster to fucking find any type of solace.
Well, I am underground. I will always have at least,
Especially the whole entire angle that fucking being maligned by the fucking popular opinion validates their fucking view as being the right. God, I had to fucking put up with that shit from my friends and I had to fucking tell them no, it doesn't work like that because look, I'm still your friend and I fucking disagree vehemently with your fucking politics.
Yeah, well, you get that with conspiracy theories too, and that's how music and politics are different.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get that with the conspiracy theories too. The conspiracy theory nutters, where the popular opinion doesn't agree with us. Although it looks, conspiracy theorists have had some moments in the sun where the popular opinion was their opinion, or at least a version of it. So
yeah, but then you got flat earthers. Fuck. And yeah, Goob or whatever the fuck. God, it's the same level as fucking flat Earth bullshit.
I was so surprised when I found out that this shit still exists.
It'll always exist. It'll never completely die. It'll go through phases where it resurges until either A, humanity dies off in a fucking massive fucking extinction level event, which I fucking pray for nightly. Oh, God. At any rate,
this is why you should listen to the show, folks.
Yes. It doesn't matter that the stigma against racism loses potency when racism can mean wearing a sombrero on Halloween. And yes, that was a real thing. Or how about, putting on face makeup for Halloween to dress up as someone from a different ethnicity wearing, the fucking traditional cultural garb. that was once part of that. No, that's fucking racist and cultural appropriation and blah, 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 blah. What? It's how fucking kids play and try to understand the world.
In the Netherlands, they have a black Santa or whatever, and they have white guys dress up in blackface, okay? And no one fucking looks the other way. They went to America and all the people were like, that's racist. They go to the fucking Netherlands and they don't fucking look the other way about it. There's whatever. It's fucking tradition. But yes, that is how people. You should get kids to reenact to act out people in different countries and fucking see how people live and. But wearing a sombrero and fuck cultural appropriation. Fucking t-shirts will probably. Fucking the fabric that your t-shirts made out of probably come from some different culture. Fuck. Why are you listening to rock and roll? You're ripping off black culture. Fuck, I fucking want to. Yeah.
Valorous. One more paragraph.
We need valorous.
Yeah. Fortunately, a more individualist, culturally libertarian backlash has been brewing as well, exemplified by the acclaimed 19th season of South Park, which made PC its central theme. Who knows? If 2015 was the year of the social justice warrior, 2016 could be the year of the anti-authoritarian rebellion.
Well, I'm not even libertarian, so I won't even like that. I want a mix. I'm anti-authoritarian if the authority is bullshit, but at the same time, I'll trust if they say something half decent. I'll always question everything. Obviously, it's kind of like people, well, you want to just, fuck all rules, right? And I'm like, no, I want to get rid of rules that are retarded. Same thing with laws.
Oh, fuck.
So
see, I just want the fucking debate to go on. You have a war of ideas. Sometimes there's a right side and a wrong side. Other times it's just more. You have to find the fucking middle ground to find something that actually fucking works. It's all about the fucking debate, the challenging of ideas, and this fucking railroading of everything to meet one specific fucking. It's just fucking driving us further back to fucking draconian era fucking policies.
Well, that's why I keep saying, even though it may be as painful for both of us, if you think we're full of shit on this show, come on down and debate us. We're not gonna fucking mute you or anything unless there's 8 of you and you won't shut the fuck up. But if there's 1 or 2 of you and you don't know how to take your turn, we won't mute you. We'll let you say your piece, and we'll try to counteract it. It may be painful. I mean, fuck, we let that yellow guy talk for like an hour.
Yeah. God. Fucking yellow. The color of piss and having a fucking lemon rubbed in your eye.
Which hurts like fuck. I've actually had that happen.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's gotta be, but it's not as painful as a man found on fire outside Kensington Palace.
Yes, this is when I was on Twitter looking at racing news, and I found this from Sky News. That's gotta be painful. Oh, dude, you're on fire. Read it.
Police find a burning man outside the London home of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge in the early hours of the morning.
Wow, looks like you went to Burning Man.
I'm on fire and I need a hug. It's coming. I'm on fire and I need.
Oh, come on, that was a bad pun, and I deserve to be slapped for that. What the fuck were you singing right there?
For the bastardized lyrics to Danzig's song.
Oh, okay.
It's how I remember it through all the drugs.
Oh, fuck. And by the way, it's Cambridge, not Cambridge, you faggot.
Cambridge, okay, whatever.
They're the fucking people who had the royal wedding that I didn't watch. I fucking blasted it with all my British friends when it happened. We all made fun of the mindless people who watched the royal wedding. See, that's the thing people don't get. Even my British friends don't give a fuck about the royals. Anarcha was trying to defend the royals, but fuck the royals.
Oh,
Fuck,
God.
fuck. I mean, for a fucking punk rock, the Royals fucking live on the taxpayers' money, and they do nothing.
Yes, they have been fucking almost completely depowered. The only thing they could do is go in front of the public, say something, and if it rallies them, yay. If not, fuck them. And
Well,
that's all they can do. They don't really
they're
have any.
completely depowered. They do have an illusion that they can veto it, but they can't actually veto anything. There's a myth there, and yes, they do get, they used to at least, have the prime minister speak to them, but yeah, it's total bullshit now. They have no power. They fucking live on taxpayers' money. They don't, and yeah, he's like, well, I like the Royals. It's like, yeah, that's fucking punk rock of you. Keep in mind, every British punk band has had at least one anti-royalty song.
The man who was found outside Kensington Palace has died, police say. Police were called to the palace, which is the London home of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, just after 3 a.m. this morning, which was whenever this is published. Just 3 hours earlier, they had been contacted by a central London hospital concerned that a man in their care had gone missing. When they reached the palace, they found the man on fire despite the efforts of firefighters and ambulance crews. He was pronounced dead around 3:42 a.m.
Ah! Wow, I've been to Burning Man, but I ain't seen nothing like this.
I'm on fire, man, the new superhero. Oh, wait, that was on a video game, not real life. Oh, fuck!
What?
On Grand Theft Auto 2, if you entered the fucking invincibility code, you could be set on fire, which you were still invincible unless you either entered a car or fell in the water, in which you instantly blew up in the car and died, or you drowned and died in the water. So you were invincible as long as you were on fire. And you had infinite ammo, so it was my new superhero. I'm on fire, man. His weakness was cars and water.
Oh yeah, and didn't you say you stood in line and lit yourself on fire?
What fuck game was that?
That was great that you said you had the invincibility. You stood in a crowd of people and just lit yourself on fire.
Oh, that was one of the fucking later ones where I got in line to fucking order a burger. And I just dropped a fucking Molotov cocktail at my feet. I'm sorry, sir. We don't serve the insane.
Yeah, really? Then you die.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. It's better than Rape Man, anyway.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. It is understood police are not treating the incident as suspicious and that no one else is thought to have been involved.
They just kind of ended up on fire. We don't know how.
A Met police spokesperson confirmed police had been contacted by the hospital before they found the man at the palace. They added, police carried out inquiries to trace this missing man at his home address and to associated address, but the man, aged in his 40s, was not present. Subsequently, police in Kensington and Chelsea were called to an area near the locked parts of Kensington Palace at 3:06 a.m., following reports of a man behaving suspiciously. Officers attended and found the man, believed to be aged in his 40s, ablaze. Injuries are ongoing. The incident is not being treated as a terrorist-related thing.
He was bored.
He was bored and set himself on fire.
Set yourself on fire for Satan.
Mm-hmm. A spokesman for the royal family said the Duke and Duchess were not at the palace at the time.
Oh, that's a shame. Royal funerals, royal funerals. I want more royal funerals.
If you feel vulnerable, click here to contact the Samaritans.
If you feel vulnerable, click here to have me fist fuck you.
Hey.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
We also have
There's a
Britain.
fun little article.
Britain's most haunted house is up for sale after owner is left traumatized by ghost of satanic goat.
Satanic goat. Oh, hey baby, little baby goatie.
Vanessa Mitchell, 43, managed to last 11 years in the haunted house, completely unaware of its history when she moved there in 2004. The house, known as the Cage, was formerly a medieval prison, and it hosted one of England's most famous witch hunts, where 8 women died after being accused in the 16th century.
Religious tolerance.
16th century style.
Burn them! Burn them all! Burn them for the church, which Eric supports.
Yay. Vanessa claims to have seen many ghostly figures while living at the house in Essex, and says she has been pushed over while heavily pregnant, smacked on the bottom, and even seen blood splatters on the floor. Yet
That was just my natural haunt. I like smacking pregnant chicks on the ass and bleeding on the floor.
Yeah. Despite this, she stayed in her haunted cottage for over a decade, making her the second longest lasting owner, with previous owners selling it within 4 years. Okay. Vanessa Mitchell, 43, from St. Osyth, Essex, probably butchered that, was unaware of the cottage, known as the Cage, was haunted when she moved there in 2004. Now Vanessa has decided to put the property up for auction after a selfie she took of herself revealed the ghost of a satanic goat behind her, which she says proves the evil forces operating in the house.
Not just that you know how to work Photoshop.
Yeah, I don't know where this goat came.
We need to fucking live there then. I'm fucking moving there right now.
We need a satanic goat.
Oh, I want a satanic goat.
Everyone wants a satanic goat.
If I ever get a goat, it'll be a satanic goat. I won't sacrifice it after, of course, because goats are too cool to be sacrificed.
Vanessa said, I honestly believe the house is cursed and I have lived there for years, but for me seeing a tall dark figure standing between me and my son's cot was the final straw for me.
Look, I was drunk, okay? I'm sorry.
The sales worker who bought the house for £148,000.
Because if you buy it for 148, that's a cheapo house.
Yeah.
Shit.
In 2004, said she was never warned about the paranormal activity.
Yeah, she was.
In the house, and just wanted to try to help it.
Yeah, she was. I don't buy the fucking paranormal activity. I'm fucking skeptic to the goddamn bone on that. I visited haunted houses. I've fucking visited the Queen Mary. Never met anything scarier than my friends, which were scary enough. But fuck paranormal activity. I don't even give a fuck if you believe in it, Jim. It's bullshit.
She should just feed her house more often.
She should feed the goddamn house. The house is hungry. It's a lonely goat.
Yes, a lonely goat.
The mascot for PTR should be either a goat or that 93-pound cyst I showed you a couple months ago.
I like to picture the satanic goat here. Anyway, one of the most terrifying incidents to happen to Vanessa was being pushed over when she was 8 months pregnant with her now 8-year-old son, Jesse. She said it was absolutely terrifying. I just remember feeling the force, like something had pushed me and falling on my side. When I was on the floor, I just lay there in shock. I wasn't drinking wine.
Because it couldn't have been like a domestic dispute that you fucking, fuck. Yeah, it's like Tammy Wynette who claims she was kidnapped to hide her domestic husband or whatever. And then a band called the Maggots had a song called "Let's Get Tammy Wynette." She's that country music singer or whatever.
Mm.
And they fucking had, I guess, pictures of her or whatever on the album cover. And she was doing an autograph signing, and they fucking went up to her with the album cover, and she started screaming. That was great.
I'm selling the house now because the house is getting worse, and we're catching evidence all the time of the tortured spirits inside. I had every medium, psychic, and investigator in here to try to get rid of what's
Of
in.
course. No skeptics who will actually tell you what the fuck. Fuck. Do it. Fuck
I'd
psychics.
love to investigate this house.
Fuck psychics and mediums. They're all fucking fraudsters out to fucking get the next fucking buck on fucking. They probably believe their own fucking shit too. They're fucking toxic to this world.
Okay, so since we need a drink, it's Italy's mysterious hallucinogenic drink.
I wasn't done
You
being.
want one?
I wasn't done ranting, bitch.
Well, continue your rant, then we'll talk about a hallucinogenic
Fucking-
drink.
I've fucking seen ghost stories, ghost videos, ghost everything. I've fucking been in haunted houses. They don't exist. If you believe in ghosts, you might as well believe in the goddamn tooth fairy. Okay? I'll fucking take religious whatever because it's. But. Just fuck. Because religion is a fucking way for people to feel good about themselves and feel like they fucking are actually something in this world rather than the pieces of fucking shit that they are and that they don't actually have any meaning in this world. People can't accept that for some odd reason. But ghosts have no fucking logic for that. It's, the fucking paranormal. Yeah, they make good stories, but they're not fucking real. I want to spend a fucking year in that house. Fuck. Anyway, fucking hate paranormal.
The subject of local legends, this mysterious ruby-colored cocktail is known for its high alcohol content, obscure ingredients, and hallucinogenic effects.
Awesome. Hey, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why people see ghosts. They drink too much of that. I mean, most ghosts can be fucking explained by human pattern recognition and, things like that. But, of course, people don't want logical explanations. Anyway.
During the day, 2 iron porticoles at number 10 via Fratelli Calandra are tightly closed. There are no signs, and the graffiti that lines the quiet road in Turin, Italy, seems to indicate a general state of abandon. But after 10 p.m. every night but Mondays, 2 small lanterns turn on and one of the shutters rises, the only signal that Tamango Pub is open.
That's some kind of evil metal shit right there, man. I want to go to a pub like that.
That sounds fun.
Fucking pub that's kind of like PTR. The fucking shit corroded sign slowly. The shit covered in blood spattered sign that nobody can read slowly rotates in the wind, and then the rusted door swings open. You enter the political Trendy Radio lounge, and you die.
It's ironic, perhaps, that this bar, home to a strange ruby-colored cocktail called Tamango, that's thought to have hallucinogenic effects, sits so close to Palazzo Nuovo, one of the main buildings at the University of Turin.
Okay, yeah. Irony.
Yeah. You can essentially walk from the center of reason and logic to something more resembling the crazy world of Alice in Wonderland in a matter of minutes. As such, big surprise, students and nightlife goers. Fuck
yes. That's what we need. Knife life goes. Fuck, stab.
Tells so many stories about the mysterious drink that's often described as Italy's answer to absinthe.
I've always wanted to try absinthe, honestly.
It's fun. Oh, God, is it fun.
Fuck,
I took
somebody...
like 2 shots, and I felt it the next morning. The floor was still breathing the next morning after a full 8 hours of sleep. I'm like, oh, fuck, this is good.
Somebody give me some absinthe. It's probably it's banned in the U.S., but you could probably get it somewhere. I don't give a fuck. I love people who are like, I can't say I took drugs on here because it's illegal. I'm like, oh fuck you.
28-year-old Andrea Lavelle recalled spending 2 hours running after a dog in the park after drinking more than one.
Okay.
And someone else said that she last had Tamango more than 10 years ago during a night when she drank 3 and she jumped out of a moving car in search of a fountain, fell asleep under its stream of water, and later escaped from a hospital in a wheelchair.
That's how you live. That's how you, every night should be like that.
As a student at the university several years ago, I heard tales of a guy dancing on a rooftop after having just a few tamangos. But when I tried the drink, which gave me a burning sensation from my throat down to my stomach, I didn't even finish half the glass. Ever since, I've had unfinished business with the cocktail. So I paid Tamango Pub a visit on a recent trip to Turin. The bar was very small, with just a handful of small tables and a few extra seats around the counter. The low lights and scent of burning incense evoked the mystical nature of the Tamango drink, which was named after the slave who rose up against his owner in 1829 novel Tamango by French author Prosper Mérimée, which has later been made into a 1958 film by American director John Barry. However, among students, the concoction is better known for its high alcohol content, obscure ingredients, and powerful after effects. Tamango is made with a mix of a plant and root spirits infusions, revealed Elena Di Lorenzo, who created the cocktail and opened the pub 36 years ago with her late husband, Bosco. After traveling around the world, we discovered different plants and roots that we used inside drinks to cheer up weddings, funerals, and other events.
To cheer up funerals. Oh, I'm so sad. I'm happy now.
Let's have sex with the corpse.
Okay. Wait, even if it's your brother? See, I fucking pushed that right there.
That's great. That's just beautiful. Each plant or root has a different effect or purpose. Tamango, prepared with a mix of African plants and roots, gets its red color from roselle leaves, a species of hibiscus, which, according to Di Lorenzo, prompts a sense of euphoria and a desire to dance.
I don't dance. I kill.
In theory, you should drink half of it in one shot and later sip it, she said. It's not hallucinogenic, though. The alleged effect depends upon how your body reacts to it. It is also not made with pure alcohol. That would make it too simple. As her bartender started to prepare tamangos for me, and my friend Raphael Di Lorenzo winked at me and smiled. I can't tell you more than this. The secret is part of our story. Our drinks, served with ice and a lemon wedge, arrived in plastic cups. At first sniff, my tamangos smelled like gasoline.
Yummy. I drank moonshine that smelled like gasoline.
Oh, yeah, that's good shit. And I remember when Pure Grain was like 190 proof. Oh, beautiful. And with just one sip, my throat started to burn as if it were on fire, just like it did years ago. After half a cup of the cocktail, I started to feel my hands getting warmer, and a tingle climbed up my arms. However, this time I managed to finish it. in 2 hours and 30 minutes. At this point, I was done, but others at the pub were in worse shape. Raphael had suddenly started to speak in German, and half a few Chinese students who dared ordering more than one were already sleeping on the tables. It's going to be one hell of a party when Ragnarok comes to town.
And by the way, we have 2 viewers.
Yay. Despite being 85% alcohol, Tamango is not the pub's strongest drink. Its bigger brother, Devasto, which means devastate,
Oh, fuck yeah.
has slightly more. Turns out, all of Tamango Pub's cocktails have to be drunk with respect and humility. If you dare to challenge them with arrogance, you'll pay the price. Give me that shit. I'll pay the price up front.
Me too. Me too. I will pay the price in double. Dude, we need to go there.
Yeah, I know. If you didn't get beat up as a child, don't worry. Tamango will do it for you when you're an adult.
Oh, I got beat up as a child.
Yeah, so let's do it again.
Fuck yeah. No, fuck Tamango. Let's go Devastato.
Devastato.
That needs to be a band.
It probably is.
Yeah, probably. Well, there's so many bands called Devastator, Devastation, that kind of thing. So, yeah, probably. But that's awesome. I want one so bad.
And now, since you brought it up earlier, we're going to talk about Super Bowl ads.
Okay, I'm just gonna lay down here. You may hear a snoring sound.
People on Twitter are complaining that the Super Bowl halftime show promoted homosexuality.
I wouldn't know. Well, Lady Gaga sang, or no, not Lady. Someone. I don't fucking care. Coldplay sang. They're probably. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't give a fuck. Who cares?
The Super Bowl halftime show featuring Coldplay, Beyonce, and Bruno Mars ended with a colorful image reading, "Believe in love."
No. Believe in hate.
And wouldn't you know it, there were people about it on Twitter complaining, making the case that the NFL was using the halftime show to promote homosexuality. Why do they have to support homosexuality during the halftime show? It's football, hashtag. So we're going to overlook the fact that the Super Bowl halftime performance sent out a clear homosexual message. All halftime performance did was try to promote homosexuality, says random black guy.
I'm not even going to make a comment. It's beneath my contempt.
Another random black guy said, "They are seriously promoting homosexuality. Smack my head. Super Bowl halftime is dead."
Fuck. Why do you make me listen to these? It's not funny.
Yes, it is.
At least I know you're suffering too.
Yeah. And now we also have Doritos slammed by abortion rights group for cute Super Bowl ad. But Americans' reactions are fierce.
What the fuck? Oh, if you must. And I know you must.
Doritos unveiled a silly ad during the Super Bowl. It's pretty lighthearted. A mom-to-be is exacerbated with her husband, who's munching on Doritos during an ultrasound. Suddenly, the baby starts reaching for dad's chips from inside the womb, which doesn't sit well with mom. So she grabs the chips and tosses them. Unfortunately, the baby lunges for them. I mean, the kid just fucking forced itself to be born just to eat a fucking Dorito. Off the floor.
That makes no sense. I want to know if the fucking burst the mother's stomach.
Dumb, kinda, funny, sure. cause for an all-out flame war started by abortion rights activists. Didn't really see that coming. But that's exactly what happened when the National Abortion Rights Action League, NARAL, spotted the ad. Not buying it. That Doritos ad using anti-choice tactic of humanizing fetuses and sexist tropes of dads as clueless and mums as uptight.
What?
Yeah.
What? Oh my god. The fetus didn't even act like a human. It acted like an animal. Fucking my dogs would do. Fuck, I know. No. This isn't happening. I'm going into La La Land now. La 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 la. Time cube.
Twitter is still raging if you feel like joining in.
No. No, I don't. I don't want to. If only you could see my face.
Oh, it's pure rage, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
It's pure sociopathic rage.
And I'm hungry, so that makes it worse.
Mm-hmm. And I think this is where we should end it, just saying.
Okay, well,
That both the fucking right and the left are fucking retards.
Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna end it. We've been doing it for almost 3 hours, so yeah, we'll end it right now, and we'll do whatever we want to do. See, 8-hour shows just aren't, it's good to actually. So, and on that bombshell.
You've humanized a fetus, which I will put on a fucking hook and fucking use as a holy symbol.
As Jeremy Clarkson would say, and on that bombshell, it's time to end this show for the day. This has been Political Trendy Radio 62. That was an abortion of a story.
Abortions for all.
Episode 63 for the 9th of February 2016. Fuck. You can email the show at ellinthemood@gmail.com. Facebook.com is Political Trendy Radio. Twitter's... I'm sorry, it's too funny.
4 simultaneous days in a single Earth rotation.
Twitter is at PTRadio666. Fuck. And other links are available on our YouTube page. For Eric, for Jim the Abortionist Thompson. My name is... Fuck. My name is Elliot Lindemood. We'll see you Friday, people. So long. And remember, stay abortion.
And throw Doritos to help it along.
Throw Doritos to help it along. Fuck. Okay, let's